I'm ready to start.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to United Adventure Company presents Tyranny of Dragons, Rise of Tiamat, the second module in the Tyranny of Dragons campaign. So glad that everyone could be here today. We've got our cast of heroes, Dinar, Teo, Owen, and Garrow, all here with us today to see what kind of damage they can do to the Cult of Dragons. They have done quite a bit of damage over the last probably year and a half that in game that they have been fighting the Cult of the Dragon, as they have been trying to score enough treasure to give an offering to Tiamat to bring her back from the Well of Dragons. Last session, they defeated and returned to Waterdeep, to the Council of Waterdeep. They defeated one of the worm speakers, stopped him from getting the mask back, and reported back on the whereabouts. While they were in Waterdeep, they were stopped by a representative from the Emerald Enclave who told them about a possible dragon and worm speaker hiding out in the Misty Forests, and asked for their assistance to go and check that out. So the party spent a couple of days in Waterdeep, resupplying, resting, licking their wounds, and leveling up to level 10.
Right.
Now they find themselves sitting in a tavern, talking about preparing to go to the Misty Forest.
If we spent a couple of days here, there is one thing Dinar would like to know, and that is, what did they decide to do to the dragon speaker that we captured? Because I believe there was talk of, like, should we throw him into a prison? Should we execute him?
So the Council of Waterdeep would have interrogated him. Yes. I believe they told you they were going to interrogate him, get all the information they could out of him, and then execute him.
Yeah. Has that been done?
Oh, yes. That has been done. Yeah, they wasted no time in that.
We got quite a bit of useful information out of him, as I recall. We learned that what happened to the mask that he lost, that was stolen from him, that he was trying to find, that he, I guess, did figure out that it was back at the, I guess, Tiamat headquarters, so to speak.
The Well of Dragons, yep.
And some other things I think we learned from him. So, all in all, we were pretty successful bringing him back to
now we must head far away to the Misty Mountains. I mean, the Misty Forest.
The Misty Forest, yes. And if you remember, you met with Delon Winterhound shortly after your meeting with the Council of Waterdeep, and he told you all about the Misty Forest, the dragon attacks on the villages around, and the one village that so far has survived, Altland, and says that's probably a good place to start looking for this dragon.
Makes sense to me.
Right, there was talk of it being a green dragon, I think.
Correct. And he tells you that, the King Melindrak was the king of Altrin, but now the prince pretty much rules the place. So, and anything else y'all want to know before we get traveling down the road to the Misty Forest?
No, I think we're good.
Cool. You all have built a reputation. You're recognized on the street. People know who you are, and people stay out of your way on the road. They know that you are doing the council's work, and no one really interferes with you. You don't have to worry about...
And they probably also know that we are not to be trifled with.
Yes, you don't have to worry about things like bandits or, people like that. They're going to stay out of your way at this point. You have reached a level of recognition, you may say.
I'm guessing that also means that we're not going to be hiding from the cult anymore.
Not going to be easy to hide from the cult, that's for sure.
Yeah. Not without some disguises, maybe. I I think Garrow has probably become very well known amongst all of Waterdeep's sweets vendors. Because when he shows up, he buys a whole lot.
He brings prosperity wherever he goes.
Yes, to bakers and all.
Yep. So off you go out of Waterdeep. The Misty Forest is a few days' ride. But again, you have built yourselves quite the reputation to not be trifled with. You also know the ways around to avoid the trouble spots that may have otherwise come to you younger in your days. And you get to the Misty Forest, to the edge of the Misty Forest, which is... We're just not doing the whole grinding out the travel days anymore.
All right. One thing I will mention is sort of during the travel, Dinar, the rest of the party can see Dinar. Normally he's in prayer and in contemplation a lot, but you can see him like focusing on magic in a way that you don't usually see, where like he's actively reading through books and trying to study up and seemingly he's trying to commit to memory magic that is more complicated than he's used to. So he's actively working on that.
Okay. Yeah, practicing or just deep in thought.
I mean, I'm not actually going to cast anything, but he is deep in his books, and not just for, reading the morning prayer. He is, now that he has some time on the road and he is not as worried about being bothered, he is studying up.
Okay. So as you approach the stand of trees at the Misty Forest, hold on. Anybody else doing anything on the travel specific that you wanted to kind of... Sorry, I had a long night last night in the game, and so my brain's a little squirrely today, so forgive me if you will.
I think Garrow wouldn't be too interested in any of Dinar's books. He's not a bookish type, so he's just, as usual, doing his exercises, going through his monk forms, implementing a few more advanced forms, and yeah, just getting ready for a fight.
Yeah. Okay.
Owen is just puzzled that Dinar has to actually study to be able to cast spells.
You ragging about you got to get in your books, huh? My power comes straight to me.
I mean, my power comes from Bahamut, but that doesn't mean that I can just that doesn't mean that it's easy.
I'll take a moment, and as Dinar is flipping through his books, I'll ask if I could borrow one of those just for something to read during some of this downtime.
Dinar says, if you wish, and he hands you one of the books. And how much would you know about divine magic?
Maybe a little bit about magic, but divine magic is not my forte, shall we say.
All right. Can I say what Teo sees?
Yeah, sure.
So from your knowledge of magic in general, you know that this is some kind of summoning spell. This is a spell to bring forth a creature, and it looks very complicated.
Interesting.
And it talks about holy words and conviction and the work of Bahamut, but it's also technical in a way that you wouldn't expect from a divine spell. It has a specific set of rules and specific components and a way that needs to be cast that you wouldn't expect to see in a divine spell.
Interesting. Interesting. I'm going to take a moment, and as I'm looking through these things and reading through this book, I'm going to try to correlate some of the actions and steps that are happening in the divine magic with the magic that I am familiar with, and try to go, oh, you know what? I bet you this is the kind of thing that you would do, but I would do it like this, and he would. Oh, that's very fascinating.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some strange pictures in your books there. Can't say I get it.
That's all right. I find these books meaningful, and I am consistently impressed by your ability to flatten a bad guy with your fists, which is something that I couldn't do if my life depended on it.
Oh,
And this is why I travel with you.
Nice.
oh well, you're too kind. Thank you. You make it look easy, Dinar, but I can tell it's complicated stuff. So
Yeah.
I'll leave you to your book.
I could say the same to you. You make it look like you just walk up to a guy, swing at him, and he falls over. I've tried that before. Believe me, it is not that easy.
Well, I'm still got a long way to go until I'm as good as Master Leison, but maybe I'll get there.
Someday.
I feel like Dinar is low key still kind of freaked out by this kinds of spells that I cast.
Yeah, I mean, you have unfailingly worked like against the cult of the dragon, and you've also been like, you've done some shady dealings, but you've also like, I've never seen you hurt anyone deliberately. That didn't attack you first. I've never seen you like be cruel. I've never seen you I've never seen you do anything super questionable that wasn't justified. So I mean, I'm suspicious of you a little bit, but I've fought with you for a while at this point, and you've never failed. Like, not only have you never failed to have my back, but you've stuck with me all this time for a mission that is really, really personally important to me. And the fact that, I mean, this isn't just for Owen, the fact that all of you are still here, even though Teo and Garrow have enough wealth at this point that they could just retire and leave. And the fact that they didn't means a lot to Dinar.
Cool. Yeah, Garrow's not so much interested in wealth as he is just trying to become a better monk to serve the Harpers and Master Leison. Yeah, Owen also has been impressive. Definitely not too shady, although Garrow occasionally looks at Owen and maybe catches a glimpse of a gemstone that like blinks at him, and he's like, "Ugh, that's kind of creepy," and then he'll just look away.
Though I might point out that, Garrow, the next time we're in town, I would highly recommend you visiting a healer or somebody who can take a look at that shoulder of yours that you keep popping out all the time. You know, perhaps there's something that can be done to keep that thing in alignment.
Yeah, Master Leison says the best thing forward is just to do my stretches, but I don't know, it does feel a little bit off. Maybe I could find a healer to take a look at it.
Well, I'll be sure to remind you to get those stretches in the morning done, because last thing we need is that shoulder popping out at the wrong time.
Yes.
Oh yeah, sure. And you're all welcome to join me too. And Garrow will at some point try and get you to do some of his routines.
Yeah. Dinar tries, and he is comically bad at it. Like, you can tell he does it for a few minutes and he's already tired.
Don't worry, it gets easier.
That checks out. Awesome. As you all are winding down your travel, it's a pretty quiet road, actually. You all think it's odd that there's nothing around here. You haven't seen anybody like on the road. You haven't seen much in the way of animals. And as much as you have encountered resistance in your travels, this was a pretty easy trip, all things said. And as you approach the Misty Forest, you can see a vast woodland, thick mist rolling out of it. The humidity in the air just gets thick and heavy the closer you get to it. It looks like it's actually kind of raining inside this forest. And it's just this mist emanates out from the forest and then dissipates as it hits the sun and evaporates. But you're on the northern side of the Misty Forest, close to where Altland is. And there's a road in, of course, into the forest.
Well, I feel like it would be safer for three of us if we followed the road. Owen, what are your thoughts?
I mean, we can follow the road. That's obviously leads us to where we want to go. Hopefully,
Yes.
theoretically.
Is it normally this quiet?
What would I know about this area?
You can roll a nature and just see if it's unnaturally. That'll tell you if it's unnaturally quiet for a forest of this type and size.
All right.
I know it's called the Misty Forest, but is it usually this misty? It seems extra misty to me.
I got a halfway decent roll for a change on a check.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It does seem a little oddly quiet. It's not as foresty sounding as you would think it should be.
Yeah.
And as you,
I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
we do know that there's a dragon that there's a dragon out out loose. So probably there's not, many traders in the road, but usually that wouldn't stop the animals.
Well, I guess the dragon might be eating a lot of the animals. I don't know how much a dragon eats, but probably more than me, I'd imagine, and that's a lot already.
That's certainly true.
Dinar, what do you know of green dragons?
I mean, what would Dinar know of green dragons?
You would know that they have a poison breath. You know that they, near their lairs, oftentimes there's a green mist or an emerald hue to the area surrounding the nearest part of its lair. What else might Dinar know about dragon? Let's see.
But, Dinar will relay specifically the poison breath thing because he feels that that's really important. While other dragons breathe fire or ice or other things, the green dragon is famous for its poison.
Good thing that we
have the same physical prowess as any other dragon. They maintain layers similar to most other dragons. They
love forests and their favorite food is elves.
All right. Well,
Oh.
We'll relay that information. It's like it does seem like this is the kind of place a green dragon would frequent.
Right, favorite food is what? Elves?
Elves.
Oh, that does not put me in a good situation.
Yes.
And typically when it's patrolling its area, it will eat any creature that it sees. It will a fierce predator and relentless, murderous dragon.
Yes.
It will attack without provocation.
So in other words, Dinar, this is not one of your dragons.
No. And it seems like the kind of creature that would cause the situations we were talking about. Like it seems like the kind of creature who would go raid towns. It seems like the kind of creature who would go, swoop in, attack, and eat things.
Well, maybe we'll get lucky and it'll come to us.
Generally not the kind of guy you want to invite to your party.
No.
Don't take this the wrong way, but I have a sneaking suspicion that this dragon fight won't go quite like our last one.
Hey, you know what I just thought of? back at the council, we met that dragon person. Do all dragons have the ability to turn into a person?
Dinar would know this actually.
Mhm.
That is very specifically a chromatic dragon ability. Almost none, or sorry, it's very specifically a metallic dragon ability. Almost none of the chromatic dragons would want to do that because
Okay.
Dragons in general think themselves above humanity, but a lot of the metallic dragons are curious. So, and a lot of them are interested in intermingling in human society. Chromatic dragons are not at all. So they would not see any reason to, pose as human and disguise themselves. If they were, if they journey to a human settlement, they would go, in their full grandeur to make clear what the balance of power was.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Well,
So
then I
like
guess we'll
they
make it a little bit easier to find.
yeah, they probably could if they tried. Dragons are fairly powerful, and many of them have innate magic, but a chromatic dragon just wouldn't do that.
So it sounds like metallic dragons are really into their LARPing.
Dinar is not exactly sure what you mean, but he, judging by your tone of voice, he's going to like nod slowly, something like that. Yes.
Yeah, the one we saw at the council seemed like they really got the hang of being in a humanoid form. Seemed like they were all dressed nice and everything.
Yeah, the many metallic dragons can actually can pass for human very well, and it's not uncommon for people to realize that somebody they had known for their whole life was secretly a metallic dragon. Though this gets a little more complicated by the fact that metallic dragon have much longer lifespans than almost any humanoid.
So they would have to let their old human identity die occasionally and create a new one.
Yes.
Oh, that's fun.
As y'all are walking through this mist-filled forest, it does kind of cut your natural vision. The mist is so thick, but you can make me a perception check as you go through here.
Well, here goes. That was pretty good.
Nice.
The dice are actually being friendly today so far.
Yeah, so
Yes,
far.
indeed.
That'll change after the break.
Except for Garrow.
Yeah,
Once
this
we
mist is
reload roll
really
20.
really obscuring things for Garrow. He's not used to this.
Yeah, he's kind of waving the mist out of your face. But you do all catch the hint of cracked pine or spruce, these massive spruce trees. You can smell that sap, that fresh smell of broken trees like after a storm. And you get into kind of more of a clearing, and there are lots of downed limbs. They're getting heavier and heavier, bigger and bigger piles of them as you get closer and closer to this clearing. And you notice there is some small little buildings on the ground here. You don't see a lot of people out and about, but there are buildings. And when you get a closer look, Dinar and Owen, you see these, they're almost camouflaged. They look almost like vines that hang out of the tree, but they're actually ropes that are tied down to platforms. And as you follow them up, you can kind of see more buildings up in the treetops, just the bottoms of rope bridges and things like that, weaving their way through this forest of treetops. Many of the trees here are broken in the nearby. Some of the rope bridges are hanging and dangling. Yeah.
I'm going to take a moment and do a little CSI work and try to see if I can figure out what has gone on here. What could have caused this? What was the sequence of events based on how trees lay and things like that? See if I can figure out what had happened here.
Sure.
And Dinar is going to go check specifically for large claw marks.
Garrow wouldn't have even noticed these tree houses if y'all hadn't pointed them out. He's like, "Oh wow, those are pretty well camouflaged." Didn't see them at first.
Yeah, I assume that was their intention to keep their cities away from prying eyes, but it seems like they failed.
Huh. It's pretty neat. I wouldn't mind living in a tree house.
Right. So you're doing some investigative work. Teo, exactly how are you doing so?
As I said, I'm trying to reconstruct the scene, try to figure out what happened in what sequence and in what order, and try to figure out what could have caused this, how it happened, what the order of events was, that kind of stuff.
He's tapping into his mind palace. And
Yes.
Owen is going to climb up a rope into the treehouse area.
Okay. You get over to the bottom of the ropes and you see, you actually, when you step to kind of grab the rope, you hear the thunk of wood under your boot, but you're standing on like pine straw.
Oh, I'm going to clear the pine straw out.
So yeah, there's definitely like a wooden platform here, and you look at there's another rope kind of behind the tree on the other side, and then there's also attached to that other rope. There's like a crank system, so looks like this could be like a lift. Yeah.
Okay.
ooh, maybe I can do the crank and you can see what happens. Carol will gladly
Let
go.
everyone else know that there's a lift. There seems to be a lift over here to get up to the top.
Denara's going to go have a look at it.
Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward lift system.
Does it seem like one person has to operate it, the crank, and other people have to ride?
It looks like that, or yeah, it looks like from this point somebody down here would have to operate it to lift it up, unless there's somebody up above that could operate it.
Yeah, I'll give that a try. Looks fun.
All right,
Carol-
Denara will hop in the lift.
For anyone who wants to ride the lift, get ready and start cranking it.
Teo, are you going to jump on the lift, or are you going to keep investigating?
I'm going to keep searching around the lower sections here around the ground to try to figure out what's been going on.
Cool. Make me an investigate roll then, as you're kind of.
Ooh, 9 pallets.
Teo is on top of his game today.
Holy cow. Sure. So what you can tell from this, as the others are riding this platform up, Garrow's cranking the lift away. Owen and Dinar are kind of holding on. It's a little rickety and bouncy, but you're getting there. You see that there is evidence of lots of people running. There's evidence of what looks like scuffles, fights. There is some blood on the ground here, dried up and matted into the mud. There's definitely some kind of a fight here. And like I said, there's not anybody in these houses down on the ground.
I'm going to try to keep a running tally of approximately how many people, would have perished here, based upon the struggle patterns and things like that. Does this look like it's a struggle between a green dragon or a dragon and these people, or is this a ground-based force that has come? That kind of stuff.
It looks more like a ground-based force. Well, you can see that there are, wind disruptions of the ground, like where the ground's been completely cleared of straw where it shouldn't have been. Otherwise, normally the spruce needles and pine needles would be laying like everywhere else, but there are some areas where it's just completely cleared away and bare dirt.
So it looks like it's a dragon-supported ground attack.
You could make that assumption, sure.
Okay.
Once he has been cranked up, Dinar is going to try and look for any survivors, or just see if there's anyone here.
Yeah, sure. Teo, were you doing anything else?
I'm going to take a look and see if I see any evidence in a wider circle around the area to see if there's any evidence of anybody fleeing or escaping or making it out of the area, or do all of those end in, blood piles or that kind of stuff?
Okay.
Garrow's just going to stick on the ground with Teo for now while the others are investigating up.
Yep.
in the
So
trees.
when you get them up, that's about the time Teo's done investigating the small area here on the ground. The two of you link up and start kind of exploring a larger perimeter area. Is that what I'm to understand?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Owen and Dinar get up to the top, and yeah, there's sounds of life up here. You're actually up above the mist a little bit, and you can kind of see there are actually several houses. This Dinar, you're pretty tactically thinking, right? You think with great tactics and all. Under normal invasion circumstances, this would be a great defensive position to an invading force.
Yes.
Unfortunately, if that invading force has an airborne component, you could see where this could possibly have trapped many people in the trees. You do see a building nearby. Kind of looks like it might be a tavern of some sorts.
Dinar is going to head towards that and sort of see, like, presumably, from what it looks like, it seems like most of them at least managed to escape, or there's not a pile of corpses on the ground. So Dinar is going to look around to see if he can see anyone.
Yeah, you hear sounds of people coming from the tavern. You hear
All
light
right, well, Dinar's
music,
gonna
and you
go
see
after
some
that then.
smoke wafting out. Oh, and are you following Dinar to the tavern, or?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So y'all walk in, and there are a few people in here, probably 20 or 30 people in this small little tavern.
Huh.
They're packed in pretty good, eating, drinking, talking. They look ragged. They look exhausted, downtrodden. The music is kind of dirgy. You see a couple sitting over talking at a table kind of in the corner. Everyone in here are elves.
Right.
Every single person is an elf.
Once they get into the tavern, Dinar is going to sort of look at Owen, see how he conducts himself, and he's gonna follow behind because he assumes that Owen would know how more to talk with these people respectfully than he does.
Okay.
I'm going to assume that these people are going to be quite cautious of outsiders right now. So I'm going to be speaking to them in Elvish.
Okay. Who do you speak to in particular? Like, do you just walk up to the barkeep, or
We'll go up to the barkeep.
Sure. And he greets you. Hello, traveler.
Said, we notice on the way in signs of battle, and we think this may be related to a dragon we are pursuing. Do you have any information on what happened here, or where we might find this dragon or the worm speaker?
Well, welcome to Altland, traveler. Yeah, we've funny dragon. yeah, we had a dragon here just a couple days ago. Took out about half of the village. Trapped us in the trees with its breath. Then they marched in on the ground. You can tell he's just disgusted by what's happening, and he tells you a brief tale of how these humans marched in wearing these dragon insignia and just slaughtered anyone who was trying to flee the area. Until something happened. This battle raged on for hours. They were fighting and fighting, but then all of a sudden the dragon just turned and left.
Don't tell him we were sent by, I can't remember the name.
Delon. Oh,
who
good.
spoke to me in Waterdeep.
Good. I'm glad he got the word out to you. Are you all the pursuers of the cult?
Yes.
We've heard tales of you.
working on behalf of the Council of Waterdeep.
Yes, we have heard tales of your group. I see just 2 of you. Where are the others?
The others are still on the forest floor investigating the side of the battle.
Very well, very well. I would recommend you speak with Galen. He probably has more, Prince Galen probably has more information to you now. Unfortunately, the priest was killed in the attack, and Prince Galen has become the leader of Altland. Miraculously, he made it through the fight unscathed.
Where would we find him?
He's probably in his study. The warden's dwelling is a few bridges across, and he looks to a young person there and calls them over by names, and in Elven asks him to take you all to see Galen.
All right, I'm going to translate all that to Dinar since he didn't understand a word we said. I'm assuming you don't speak Elvish.
I do not speak Elvish. But, I know enough about conversation to know that you were, talking with this person and seem to, you both seem to be understanding each other and, having respectful, having polite conversation. So Dinar was happy to just sit by and let you 2 talk and sort of stand, not exactly awkwardly, but as very clearly an outsider who also was trying to give the impression that they mean no harm.
How far up in the air are we on these platforms?
60, 70 feet. You're up there. A fall from here would kill you. Well, would kill a commoner.
Yeah.
Not you guys probably, but a commoner would die from a fall this high.
We wouldn't feel good after we landed.
Yeah, y'all probably would have a broken bone or 2, but
yeah, I'm just. Dinar isn't going to say this out loud because it's probably in poor taste, but he's not exactly sure why a dragon and what is very clearly the cult would hit here of all places. But he's gonna keep those thoughts to himself for now because maybe the prince will know.
Mm-hmm. On the forest floor, Garo and Teo, you're wandering around looking, and yeah, it looks like people were tearing off into the forest. They were slain. You find pools of blood where it looks like they were slain as they were trying to escape. And then you get to a point and it all just, like a perimeter, all that stops. And when you backtrack in, you see what looks like a formation of footprints, right? And they just lead directly out of town to the south. You came in from the north. These tracks lead to the south, out just as if they just formed up and marched away.
I guess the cult maybe is still here somewhere. Maybe they got a camp somewhere in the forest.
Yeah. From what we heard from the barkeep, this was a couple of days ago.
Yes.
What
about
would
2
have
days
happened?
ago.
Yeah. Dinar is trying to think about something that might have happened a couple of days ago that would have convinced these people A, to show up here, and B, to leave. That was about the time that we were interrogating the dragon speaker, but I don't know why they I don't know if those things are related. That doesn't seem like a that doesn't specifically seem like a reason why they would call off this attack if it was going well, which it seemed like it was.
Yeah, that bit does sound suspicious to you, for sure. At some point, do Garo and Teo want to go up?
Yeah, I think once we've pretty much looked around as much as we can down on the forest floor, or when maybe Owen and Dinar finished with their conversation, maybe Owen gives a little whistle to summon us. Garo will just fly straight up with his winged boots, and I believe Teo's got a broom now.
Indeed. Before we head up there, I'll take a moment to talk with Garo and say, I seem to remember Dinar talking about green dragons and saying that their favorite food were elves.
Right, yeah.
And that there's vicious attacks, etc., unprovoked attacking, Does it make sense to you that the dragon would have stopped when there were so many elves left?
Well, sometimes when I'm eating my favorite sweets, I like to save a few for later. You don't want to get rid of your favorite snack too quickly. And I can only imagine that elves must taste pretty sweet if they're favored by this dragon.
Yeah.
Not that I'd ever, but
Yeah.
well, maybe.
Dinar is like, okay then. But Dinar's theory, which he will share with the party, is I think this dragon was under orders. Like, we heard the Drakhorn sound. I mean, it's been a while ago now, but presumably that's, a call summoning the dragons to war. And, even though dragons are normally very individualistic, they'll listen to Tiamat. So what I'm guessing was this dragon was being ordered to attack these people for some reason. And then when the flow of battle changed or it was needed elsewhere, it was ordered out. Because it's also not that common for a dragon to attack alongside a horde of humanoids.
That's true.
They're not the kind of creatures who will fight in an army.
Clearly, we've definitely got some cultist activity here, so we're in the right place. So I guess the big question now is where they have set up camp and where this dragon is hiding now.
Yeah. If they all marched out, we might be able to track their footprints. But for now, I think we should go talk to the prince in his study and see if he has any more information.
Sounds like a good idea. Yeah, me and Teo saw a pretty clear path leading south. So once we talk to the prince, unless he's got any different leads for us, we can follow that.
All right.
All right. So this young elf walks you down this wooden and rope bridge. It's surprisingly stable for the way it's made. It comes to a modest dwelling, knocks on the door. You hear, enter, in Elven. You hear that. Anyone else that can speak Elven hears that as well. The young man opens the door and goes, Prince Galen, there are some visitors here about the attack. And he asks, send them in, and you all walk in. And stepping into this modest dwelling, suspended among the strong trees here, you enter a cozy little sitting room. There are small bookshelves around and stuff, but a slim elf sitting at a desk stands to greet you, and with a forced smile. And there's a raven perched in a cave nearby. He caws kind of hideously, actually. And the elf, in common, not knowing if any of you speak Elven, says, welcome to our village. How can I be of service?
I'll greet him in Elvish and then switch to common.
We were sent here to investigate reported dragon attacks in this area.
Well, you've come to the right place. We definitely had a dragon attack.
Yes. What can you tell us about it?
What do you want to know? I was there in the midst of it all. You can tell he's got a heavy weight on him. There's something about this attack that's weighing on him. Maybe it's just the weight of leadership, the weight of his village being attacked. You're not sure what, but there is some heavy weight holding on to him. So I didn't really see much of the dragon. I was on the ground fighting the intruders. But I did hear there was a dragon, and yes, some say there was a rider on the dragon as well. But I don't believe that. No one here rides dragons.
Did you hear anything or get any impression of why you were attacked and why they broke off the attack before they had completed it?
No idea. No idea at all. They just turned and left. Perhaps they had gotten their fill. They didn't even
theory of
steal
sweet
anything.
still holds.
Can you describe the humanoids? it is not uncommon, like Dinar will say this to this person, it is not common for humanoids to be attacking alongside a dragon. So I would like to have any information you could give as to who these people might have been.
Yeah, he describes to you obvious cultists, warriors of the cult of the dragon, wearing the insignia, the regalia, the armor, everything. And he says, yes, they were definitely part of the dragon. The dragon came in first with his breath of noxious, poisonous gas, hit the treetops. Many of our people just jumped off the trees. Oh, he shudders. You can see he's just replaying it in his mind, and they fell to their deaths. And after he drove us out of the treetops, that's when they came on the ground. It was coordinated from both directions. They came in as if this was a planned attack.
Dinar is also going to ask, was any of them wearing, and he's going to describe, as best he knows, the dragon speaker masks?
I did not see anyone wearing that, no.
Okay.
This has been happening all throughout the Misty Forest. Many other villages were not as lucky as ours. Many of them perished in totality. We consider ourselves lucky. We are strong. We fought hard and drove them back. That is clearly what happened.
Do you know of any other villages that survived?
I do not. We are probably the last village in the Misty Forest left standing.
All right.
It lasted only a short while, and once the dragon fled, the cultists followed behind. They took nothing of value. Unlike the other villages as well, they looted all of the treasure from the other villages. It is almost as if they were focused on that instead of killing in those, but the killing came as people resisted.
Yes. And it seems like in this case, they were... All right, so Dinar is going to say, and it seems like in this case, they were driven back and didn't have time. He's actually lying about that. What he actually thinks is that they were ordered back, but he's not going to say it to this person.
No, we're not sure. We're not sure. We really don't know why they left, honestly. We felt that we were perished. Anyone that's listening to this, make a insight check on him for me. Okay, Dinar, you get the impression he's holding something back. He's not telling you something about what happened.
You're sure there's no more information you can give us? Currently, our plan is the army, after they left, made no attempt to cover their trail. So our plan is to go after them, but we would really like to know what we might be in for.
Like I said, I only saw a brief bit of it. You may want to talk with others. They may be willing to speak with you. If perhaps I can tell them if they have anything to share, they can speak with you. It's just, I'm sorry, I lost my wife in the attack. I watched her get swallowed whole by this dragon, and it was a bit unnerving. I apologize if I seem a bit shaken by recanting all of this information. It's bringing up quite a bit of emotion.
Yeah, Dinar's just gonna say, I'm sorry. We'll do everything we can to hunt down this dragon.
Yeah, you said some people reported seeing a dragon rider, but is there anyone we could speak to who got a good look at that, or even if you don't think it's true?
I don't think it's true. It's just, it all was happening so fast, and the dragon was in and out. I don't see how anyone could have seen someone riding on the back of a dragon. Dinar, make another insight check.
Not so great.
Yeah. The rest of you can make another one as well, actually. Seeing that he's yeah.
Wow, consistent, Garrow.
Teo, you pick up that even though he's saying this about his wife being killed and this dragon rider not being real, he's still holding something back. He is not telling you the whole truth about what's going on.
I'm sorry to hear about your wife. That is a tremendous loss, and to see all of the loss here in this village, it is deeply saddening to see all of this. But it is often, I find, it is often best to tell the truth and just let it out and talk about what had happened and clear your mind through the release of that. So I'm going to try to persuade him to tell us everything that has gone on. You know, he is amongst friends. He can speak freely here, and convince him that way.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll your persuasion. Damn.
Oh my gosh. That
Holy
was
cow.
fantastic.
Fantastic roll. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, he starts telling you more of the story and going into more detail about the attack and how the dragon swooped and the cultists came in, and then he pauses and he tells you, he says, and that's when I turned. Behind me, I had told her to go and hide, to get inside. Unfortunately, she was not quick enough, and the dragon swooped down, opened his mouth, and just in one bite took her off the ground. I heard her bones crunch, and he breaks down and starts crying and sobbing, just heavily. The raven begins cawing consistently in the cage as he can tell that his owner is distressed, just making lots of racket, flapping its wings around. He breaks down, and it's pretty much all you get out of him, and it's just he starts sobbing and is kind of lost.
I try to console him, you know, arm around him, rubbing his back. It's all right. It's all right.
I'm sorry. I just can't. Please. This is too painful. Too much to bear. It's bad enough I have to take on this whole village, but now without her, without my support, it's just, oh, please. I must rest, please.
Garrow clenches his fist and says, "Don't worry. We're going to find out where these cultists are hiding and root them out, and the dragon too."
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
And I'm going to say to him in Elvish, my village was wiped out by humans as well. I'm one of the only survivors from that village. I understand it can be difficult to trust outsiders, but I've learned in the last couple of years that there are plenty of good outsiders out there.
And he responds in Elven, my sympathies for you as well, and I hope that you're right.
Garrow's interested in maybe poking around the village a little bit more and seeing if you can find anyone who claims to have seen the dragon rider.
Yeah. Dinar is actually going to ask Owen. Now, I don't know that much about elves, but I know that they're somewhat known for some amount of magical ability. What I think we should get is some sort of magic poison resistance, because this is very clearly a green dragon. Of course, dragons are formidable in physical combat, but we need a way to be able to survive its breath weapon if it comes to that. Do you know, like, would there be like a store that sells scrolls? Would there be a store that sells alchemical reagents that I could go make or buy scrolls or potions of protection from poison?
Garrow will just chime in.
Does not at all know the layout of elven cities, but he assumes that Owen might be able to direct him to that kind of thing. And
Garrow will just chime in to remind everyone about the magical ghost picture that we found in the Tomb of Diderus that has some sort of poison resistance concoction in it that refuels. By this point, it should have recharged itself, so we can use it again.
Oh, yeah. Dinar's gonna like go have a look at that. Is that still working?
Yeah, I believe I gave it all to Teo to put in the bag of holding, the goblets and the pitcher.
Yeah. Dinar's gonna ask to have a look at it.
And I'll talk to the prince again and ask if there's any sort of a place in town still standing that might have some magical supplies.
And I'll take the ring off of my finger and give it to Dinar and go, Dinar, I just can't find enough places for this. It clashes with my personality. The ring really isn't me, but perhaps you can use this a little better than I, and hand over the ring of poison resistance.
All right. Dinar is going to take the ring of poison resistance, and do I have to attune to it, or
no? It's just a
I'm gonna slip it on.
Oh, it looks good on you.
Thank Teo.
Yeah, it's kind of an emerald band, right?
Yeah.
So.
Really goes with your eyes.
And Galen says, there's probably some stuff still left around. They didn't loot anything, so they just killed a bunch of people. So,
that's odd. And you said that the other city, the other villages, the other elven encampments, the loot was the primary, the treasure of the encampment was the primary goal.
Yeah.
Well, they looted it. Why they didn't loot ours, I don't know. Perhaps it's because they fled before they got us all killed, and perhaps that's what happened.
Dinar isn't going to say this in the presence of the elf, but once he's alone with Teo, he's going to say, "My suspicion is that they were ordered off for some purpose. That the attack was called off deliberately by somebody with the power to order a dragon and an army of soldiers."
I mean, are you talking Tiamat herself, or?
I mean, Tiamat or a high-ranking member of the cult. And
I still think he might just be saving some of his favorite treats for later. That's what I would do.
Then what? If that's the case, then I feel like they would take what loot they could. It seems like the elves weren't really in a position to stop them. Obviously, Dinar's going to say this out of earshot.
Yeah, kind of as y'all are heading out.
Yeah.
I take it you're going to head out and probably head back towards the tavern.
Yeah.
To try to catch up.
We're going to head back towards the tavern.
Okay.
Going to catch up. Going to get prepared, and then probably the next day we are going to. Dinar's plan is to head off in pursuit of the trail that the army left when they moved, right? Because they, if they were marching somewhere quickly, they probably, didn't make that much effort to cover their tracks.
Okay.
So Dinar would like to get a move on before, the tracks fade.
Yeah, and while we're in town, I guess if we're staying the night, especially, Gara wants to just ask around and see if he can find anyone who claims to have seen the Dragon Rider.
Yeah, so if you ask around about that, you actually find several people that are willing to share their stories with you. Very open about it. And the more people that kind of share, the more come up and go, "Oh yeah, I saw him. It looked like a human, and just he had these reins and this big cape billowing back, and he had this mask on. It was this huge, giant, horned mask."
When Dinar hears that, you can tell he's very concerned.
And then you hear
Dinar knows what that means.
Another person says, "Yeah, but he looked like a human, but it was hard to tell because he had on the mask and he moved across the back of the dragon with the grace of an elf. It was almost as if he was gliding on the dragon, not riding the dragon. It's obvious he was in control of the dragon for sure. But you couldn't tell.
Very interesting. We'll have to keep an eye out for any mask that looks like that. sounds like it could be one of the worm speaker masks, right?
Is and unfortunately, if a worm speaker is operating in this area, that complicates things significantly. Because the worm speakers are not to be trifled with, and they, especially if they have an army at their command. And this also means that the army and the dragon will probably stay together.
Do we want to spend the night in town before setting out in the morning?
What time of day is it?
Yeah, you've spent the better part of the day. You got here mid-morning, and you've spent the better part of the day investigating around. So it is evening time.
Well,
Makes
I
sense
suppose
to,
we should sleep here.
Yeah, it's a good place to rest before trekking through the forest in search of an army.
Yeah, they
Yes.
definitely have. There's definitely a room at the inn. For instance.
All right. Sounds good.
And I'm
Well,
going to search around and see if I can find a what passes for sweets in these parts, and collect an assortment of sweets for later.
Ooh, excuse me. Sure. Yeah, you can find some sweetbreads here, some crackers with some like sugary substance on them.
I'm imagining some like crystallized tree sap candy.
Yeah, some like hard candy. Yeah, definitely.
Ooh, Garrow loves that
From the
stuff.
spruce. And they have this interesting. It's almost like crap. What's the word?
Nougat.
No, it's like spruce needles and pine needles that are woven together into a twisted sweet treat. They explain to you, just chew on the end of it, and it's a really sweet.
Dinar, I've got
flavor.
another idea. So I want to go ask Owen. Do you still have the arrow of dragon slaying?
Yes, I still have one left.
Yes. Do you think, they might not have survived the fight, but if they did, do you think you could go find an elven bow maker and see if you can get them to make replicas of it? Because I feel like we may need a few arrows of dragon slaying in the future.
I can certainly try. See, the enchantment seems like the important part here, so I can ask around.
Yeah, I think it's worth checking at least.
And if you're going to be checking, you might want to see if there's such a thing as a bolt of dragon slaying that would fit in this crossbow of mine.
That would also be ideal, yes.
Nice.
So I believe looking for a enchanter is the best option here, because I've got plenty.
I feel like elves would know how to do this, and they would also be, they see the immediate reason why this might want to be done. So I feel like this could be a place where we could look for that.
Okay. As you're kind of wandering around asking about, there is an enchanter here. He's not sure exactly what enchantment he would use. However, to do this, he would have to study the arrow that you have overnight, and then spend, if he can replicate the magic, he would have to spend probably a few days to do so, to create any more arrows.
Yeah, Dinar's like, I should have thought of this. I should have thought of this before we left. But it's too late for that now, and I feel like we do not have time to wait a few days if we're gonna track down the army.
Yeah. Is everyone staying in the tavern?
Yep, I think so.
Yeah.
Why not?
Okay.
Garrow's got very sweet, piney breath from sampling these candies. So he looks very satisfied.
All right. Yeah, the next day comes. You get up. Is there anything else you wanted to do in the village? this morning before you headed out?
I feel like I'm pretty ready.
Yep.
All right.
Arrow does a dramatic flip off of the top balcony and then lands above the ground with his floating flying shoes right before he hits, just for funsies.
Coming in off the third rope, shall we say. That's usually his finishing move. I'm just saying.
Nice.
Getting a little warm up in.
Watch that shoulder.
Oh, I will. Garrett does his stretches again.
You see the prince that morning. He comes to the tavern before you leave, and he wishes you good luck. Everybody make a perception roll on him while you're there.
Thanks, Prince.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Prince Galen.
Ooh. I'm seeing a natural 20 in there.
Yeah.
Let's not waste all these good rolls.
Yeah, Owen and Garrow and Teo, you all notice that it looks like the prince's clothing, each one of you see a different part of him. Like maybe his cloak is got a little dampness to it. Oh, and you see his hair looks wet and kind of matted down. And his raven that's on his shoulder, Gura, you notice it keeps like flicking its wings. And you notice that there's a little spray of water coming off of it when he does.
Huh. You been out for an early morning walk there, Prince?
Yes, I commune with nature each morning. It's the way of the elf. It helps me pass the grieving pain. My wife can still hear her spirit here.
Okay. Real cute bird you got there, Garrow lies at the ugly crow.
It caws at you and squawks. And he wishes you a safe journey and says, please let me know if there's anything I can do to assist. I hear you were looking for some enchantments, and I apologize we weren't able to do that for you on such a quick notice. What direction do you plan on traveling?
We plan to follow the trail that the army left when they left. Presumably that leads to them.
How
Yes.
far were your men able to track them?
We dared not try. They would have
Yeah, we
slain
better be
us.
careful. They could have left traps or ambushes.
I know the dragon flew off to the southeast when I last saw him after he ate my wife and the priest. And once they decided to stop attacking, he flew off to the southeast.
Well, I suppose that's where we will head as well.
Yes. Good luck. Good luck on your journey. Indeed.
Yes.
Thanks, Prince. Take care. We'll let you know when we're successful.
All right. You head down back onto the forest floor, heading out southeast-ish, following this trail. It's not hard to follow the trail of a group of soldiers as large as they said this was. And it follows the road kind of southeast, winding around. How closely do you stick to the road?
I think we should do a little bit of aerial scouting with our flying capabilities. Garrow, of course, has his boots. We've got 2 brooms that I believe Teo and Owen have. And then Dinar's got his flight ability. So would it help at all if we kind of flew up and try to or is the mist too dense for us to really see far?
Yeah, you're looking at the mist. It's pretty thick and heavy. And you think by the time you got up above it, you would be up above the tree canopy, which may not help you see anything either.
Right. That makes sense. At the very least, Garrow is going to he'll kind of travel along the treetops, jumping from tree to tree with his boots as he keeps up with the party.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Denar's like, don't those have a limited amount of time that you can use them?
Yeah, 4 hours total. But I think, let me just double check on that. But yeah, they do have a time limit, but at this point, they're fully charged.
Yeah, it's like, I would recommend you save at least some charge for when we have to actually fight the dragon, because your punching a dragon worked incredibly well last time, and I think it would be ideal if you still had access to that option, even if it was in the air.
I'll make sure I save some flight time for the dragon.
All right. And Dinar is going to continue following these tracks. Can I get can I try and make a survival check to count how many people this was?
Yeah, sure.
Not bad.
Couple dozen, you think?
I mean, that is a large number.
Yeah, it's a large. It was a large force. It was a
Yeah.
large force of cultists. Couple dozen probably. As you all are hopping through, and make me a nature check, and Garrow, make me a investigate roll while you're hopping tree to tree.
Let's see here.
Yeah, so I'll do this in this order. Garrow, you see what looks like a clearing kind of up ahead. Pretty large clearing, actually. And so if you point that out.
Yeah, Garrow will certainly point that out from up in his treetop as we go. We got a clearing up ahead.
Yeah, there's no trail off of the road from what you all see. Where Garrow's pointing out the clearing, there doesn't appear to be a trail off the road to it. Maybe a game trail, maybe. And you think, yeah, it's probably deer or rabbit, like a game trail that goes towards this clearing. But not one big enough for a force, so it doesn't look like it would have been an encampment of any kind.
Still might be worth checking out.
You're probably only 3 or 4 miles from the village.
Yeah. It's like the dragon could have landed there.
I'm going to kind of work my way through the woods while observing the clearing to try to get an idea of what is going on. Again, doing a little CSI reconstruction to see if I could figure out if it's been used for the dragon or been used by the cultists or anything like that.
Yeah, go ahead and make a survival roll. Okay. Yeah, it does look like it's been used here. Looking at it, all of the pine needles and spruce needles, cones, everything, the dirt is completely clear here. It looks like it's all been buffeted out. There are a set of humanoid footprints in the mud as well. The ground is constantly muddy from the constant drippy, rainy mist. It's kind of that in-between of a light rain and a heavy dew, just like everything gets wet and saturated.
Kind of a piney rainforest kind of feel.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder if this could be where our prince goes to commune with nature. You guys notice how it was all wet when we saw him?
I mean, this entire forest is misty. Presumably he could get wet anywhere.
Yeah,
You
but a
also
grove.
see these huge claw prints in the ground. Dinar, you recognize them immediately as dragon feet. They are probably a foot deep in the mud, just and they're, you feel them, and you know they feel damp. They're not dried out, but what in this forest is?
Yeah. So the dragon has definitely been here relatively recently.
Yep, those are some muddy footprints. And this is in the clearing that we've made our way to.
Mm-hmm. You see, actually, as you're looking through now, maybe there are multiple sets of dragon prints here. And you definitely think this is, with your 23 on your nature, this is definitely not a natural occurrence of the way the pine needles and whatnot are spread apart. And yeah, with the I'll let the rolls carry for the survival and investigation from Garrow and Teo as well. And just kind of poking around all this, Dinar, you have the natural knowledge of dragons.
Yes.
This could be a common landing spot for a dragon. And the footprints lead in and out of this game trail back kind of towards town and in and out. So it looks as if someone comes here and leaves here, and a dragon lands here.
This is a bit suspicious, huh? I mean, so close to town.
Yeah, I mean, this dragon has made repeated attacks on various towns.
I'm going to take a moment and see how far I can track the footprints from here, and see if I happen to have noticed this. Yeah, I'll just track the footprints to see if I can figure out where they're headed, where they came from, how frequently, et cetera, and how far I can track them.
Okay. Yeah, give me an investigate on that. Nice. You definitely can track them all the way back to the road, and then maybe a couple 100 yards up the road towards the village, before they kind of blend in with the
everything
cults,
else,
yours, everything else that happens here, you know. So
it looks like these footprints are going to the village, or coming from the village, or both.
Both.
Yeah.
It would appear that someone came down the road, stepped off onto this little game trail, went into this clearing, milled about, then turned around, went back up the game trail, back onto the road, and back towards the village.
And there are several sets of this, so it looks like it's been happening several times.
Yeah.
Are there any crow feathers to be seen?
Make a search.
Okay.
Or investigate.
Survival?
Investigation.
Okay, let's see.
I'm actually going to use I'm going to use guidance for this. So you got a whole extra D4, which may help you. Maybe not.
All right. So Garrow just is beginning to feel a little bit suspicious about that prince. So he just wanted to see if there's anything that would tie the footprints to him, specifically like a crow feather. But with a roll of 14, I don't know.
Yeah, you're not finding any crow feathers or crow footprints or anything like that.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it could definitely just be that the dragon speaker came here to meet with this dragon and plan their attacks. It's presumably, like, a dragon probably couldn't land very easily into a forest, so this is probably where they went to meet up with the dragon and get prepped.
Do you think, and Garrow glances back at the village, do you think that prince might have been meeting with the dragon?
I don't. I think that this was the dragon speaker.
What if Garrow trails off? Well,
yeah, you can tell Dinar does it. Like, I do not think that this is where this is going.
We spoke to a few people who claimed to have seen a dragon rider. A few of them said maybe it was human. A few said that they seemed elvish based on their movements. And the prince seemed particularly against the idea that there was a rider.
I mean, the prince also said he didn't see a dragon.
Right. Which is a little, well, he had to have seen it. He ate his wife right next to him.
That's true, isn't it? He claims that he didn't see the dragon very much, but he also claims he saw it eat his wife.
Yes.
I'm beginning to wonder, and we also know that this is the only village that wasn't totally wiped out.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense to me. If he was the one who ordered this attack, why would he do that? And then why would he order them away afterwards?
That I have no idea about, but
Yeah.
I'm just...
I think no matter what, we will find our answers with the cultists.
Yeah, no reason to go back and confront them about this. I think that wouldn't really get us anywhere. We don't have any real proof.
Yeah.
But if we just keep in mind that he could be involved, that could...
Yeah. The big thing now is assume that the cult knows we're here.
Right. Yeah, if not the prince, it could be someone else in the village. I don't know, but
Yeah.
Clearly these footprints suggest that someone's been meeting with a dragon from the village.
Given the footprints are the identity of the footprints are our key object or an objective right now, I'm going to take a moment and investigate the area to see if I can pick up any clues, any signs, anything that may lead me to a suspicion of a worm's one way or the other, some identifying characteristic in the area now that I have something specific to look for.
Okay. I'm trying to think what you might roll to determine that. Probably just you're trying to piece all this together. I say that's probably just going to be a insight. Insight makes sense. You're trying to kind of put all this together. It's wisdom, like using all this.
Teo is on a roll today.
Teo is on a roll. Yeah, something's not adding up. When you were consoling him and he kept dodging your questions and then going back to leaning on his wife about that loss and just everything that didn't add up, and now this, plus he was kind of wet and muddy, and it's there's something there. You don't know what exactly, but there is some connection to the prince.
Yeah.
Is what your gut's telling you, Teo. It's a little sus. As the kids would say these days.
It's a little sus.
It's a little sus.
But yeah, I don't think we really have, I don't think we have the proof enough to confront him about it. And even if we did, if we killed him, the dragon would still be at large. So I feel like we have to go deal with that.
Indeed.
Yeah, I agree. Might as well keep heading into the forest for now. If it is him, we don't want him to suspect that we're onto him by heading back.
That's the other thing.
Okay. All right, you guys kind of wrap this up. Anything anybody else wanted to do before you kind of head out of this clearing?
Yeah, as we were heading out, I want to make sure that I clean up our tracks and any disturbed areas that we may have made to kind of make our existence there disappear.
Yeah. I guess Dinar will also take a look at the dragon tracks, and I just want to make a quick check to see, is this one dragon or more than one dragon?
Yeah, you don't really have to
roll. Are all the tracks the same size?
Yeah, all the tracks seem about the same size. It looks like one dragon. Multiple landings.
Interesting. And
probably 2 or 3 landings, probably.
Yeah. And after that's done, Dinar is going to continue following the path of the army.
Okay. Teo, how are you doing that? Are you doing that just by hand, kind of spreading stuff around? Are you casting a spell?
I've got a little bit of prestidigitation that I could do, I guess. Instantaneously clean or soil an object no larger than 1 cubic foot. So I could try, using that as a cantrip and soil the area
Kind of
and or clean.
As you're walking every couple of steps, you're casting it just to kind of wipe out your footprints. I got
Exactly.
you. Yeah. You know what? That's creative enough. We'll say that. It takes you a while, but eventually you get back to the main road. About 15 minutes of backtracking and clear, which it would have taken you by hand to do it about the same amount of time.
Yeah.
So you guys get on the road and you're headed back down the road. After about 10 miles further, so you're about 14, 15 miles.
Yeah. Actually, there is one thing Dinar would like to ask Garrow is, have you at all, through your treks to the top of this tree, seen a column of smoke? Because the one thing that they, it would make sense to Dinar that at some point, if the army was camping, they would set a fire, probably more than one fire. And Dinar would like to know if Garrow has seen anything like that.
Yeah. From up in my tree vantage, have I noticed any smoke columns, or is it too thick of mist? Yeah. This mist is really causing trouble for scouting and getting a lay of the land.
Yeah, but you haven't smelled or seen smoke, and you have a very keen sense of smell. You would have smelled it long before you could see it, especially in this mist. You don't smell smoke or see smoke.
No, nothing yet, Dinar.
So it seems like they're either really trying to hurry or they're trying to cover their trail. But it doesn't seem like they're trying to cover their trail.
I don't know. Maybe they've got some sort of underground base. I couldn't tell you at this point.
It seems like our answers lie in front of us.
Not just that, but in fact, you round the bend around in this road, kind of weaving its way through these trees in the forest. And ahead of you is a large tree that has fallen across the road. And underneath it, you see a woman looks pinned. And you see she looks up and sees you approaching. Oh, please help me. Help. I'm trapped. I'm stuck under this tree. The mist has just weakened the soil so much. Please help.
Does she seem like an elf from the village?
Yeah, she is definitely an elf. You can't tell if she's from this village or another village, but she's definitely an elf.
Well, Garrow won't hesitate to go and try and move that big tree.
Okay. You run up to grab the tree. It's a large tree. These trees are huge, so
Garrow
I'll
strength.
cast guidance and help you.
Should I do athletics with guidance or something like that?
Yeah, you can do
a whole one.
You get a whole one, yeah.
That's 17 total.
I mean, that's a pretty good. That's a pretty good roll.
You start to lift it, but it's taking everything you have to just barely budge this thing. You're gonna need some help.
Okay. I can't do this myself.
You almost had it. You
Don't
almost
worry.
had it. Please,
We'll
don't give up.
I'm going to help here as well, and I'm going to walk up next to the woman and say, this next time when we try to lift, I am going to try to help you come through the space that we have. I need you to just allow me to do what I need to do. And the next time that Garrow tries to lift the tree, I will cast reduce and enlarge and reduce the size of a willing creature to help slide her out. And I'll try pulling her out after she's been reduced.
I'm also going to help Garrow lift. I'm going to go to the side of the tree and try to help lift.
Okay.
So I'm going to contribute what I can.
So with Owen's help, I can roll with advantage, and then Dinar's guidance, that should probably really help. So
yes.
I'll do
guidance again.
18, 22. Yeah, and this time it's with great ease. Garrow, you go to lift the tree, and it. Oh, and make a nature roll. As you lift this tree, it actually feels like it's moving on its own, and and you see the roots of the tree moving. They reach out, grab the ground, and cantilever and start. You can tell this tree's lifting itself. Just about the time Teo's gonna send that spell off, there's plenty of room, and the woman. You see. She's panting a little bit. She gets a big smile on her face, and two other trees on the side of the road start shifting back on the ground, back away from the edges of the road. She says, "Oh, thank you so much. Heroes at last. How many might fall back in fear at the sight of a stranger trapped in the woods? Or think of their own safety first before helping another. I grant you my blessing."
Whoa, we're always glad to help someone in need. Blessing, yes. You say. That's nice of you.
May your hearts prove true where others fear no to tread. And she reaches up and suddenly plucks a feather, a flower from her hair that you swear wasn't there a minute ago, and twists it in her fingers. And from that one flower weaves a garland for each of you, and she lays it upon you, around your neck.
Oh, wow.
She, as soon as she's done with that, she transforms into an owl and begins to fly away. The trees stomp after her into the forest.
Garrow just looks after the owl in the trees and, surprise, and also looks like feels like he's in some sort of fairy tale. It's like, wow, did we just maybe rescue some sort of owl princess from, or I don't know.
I think Owen would know.
I feel like this was a druid because the druids of my village could do many of the same things.
Yes.
Oh, well, so these garlands that we're wearing, they're awful nice, made out of flowers and whatnot. I wonder what you get by a blessing.
Yeah, Owen, make a wisdom check on that. You might know this. The strong rolls continue. Oftentimes, the blessing of a druid carries with it the abilities to pass through the forest without notice.
I mean, that could be very helpful right now.
Wow.
If you were blessed by a druid, you have the ability to walk among the trees and not disturb nature. That's right. More what it means. Like, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So we've got the forest on our side.
We're going to be difficult to spot, difficult to track, things like that.
Yes. Mm-hmm. That sounds like a something that would be quite helpful as we continue our pursuit of the cultists who seem to not be blessed by the druids.
I would have liked to talk to that owl lady a little bit more, but I don't know. Maybe she'll keep an eye on us. So.
Perhaps. Yes, and you get up and, after the garland and all that, you travel another 12, 13 miles or so, and you begin to notice that between the trees on the side of the road, even above the road, you're starting to see these strands of more and more like spider web. In fact, some of them stick to your face a couple of times. Garrow, you're in the trees and you're like, it's making it actually kind of difficult for you to move. You see in one, there's several birds trapped in one. And down on the ground, you all see a deer even trapped in one. These are getting pretty thick.
I'm going to use telekinesis, and I'm going to pull the deer out of the web.
Yeah, it falls to the ground dead.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Well, yeah, I'm going to stop traveling on the steep top to stick to the ground with everyone else just in case, but things are getting a little bit spidery.
Yes.
Yes.
Does the trail continue down, like the trail of army marching, continue down this way?
It does. But you can see the webs are just getting thicker and thicker and thicker. The larger and larger animals and more birds and rabbits and deer and everything just stuck in these webs. I think this would be a good place to take a quick break, actually.
All right. Before we get into whatever spider lair that we might be falling into.
What would ever give you that idea? I don't know. Oh, yeah. So, yeah,
Lord of the Rings, I think.
Yeah, possible. You think they took some inspiration from The Hobbit with this?
Maybe. I don't know.
A little bit. Who knows? Who knows? Hey, we'll be back in a few minutes, folks. Just hang in there. Don't go anywhere. Hey, welcome back, everybody. We're back from our break. Got some snacks, got some goodies, got some new drinks. Want to say thanks to our newest subscriber, to Tasha, for subscribing last night during our Delta Green game. Really appreciate you. Oh, wow, that's behind everything, but it's still there. Look at that. Really appreciate your subscription. And for those of you watching, make sure you go down, hit the like button, and hit the subscribe button so you can get notified every time we go live. Then follow all those links down in the description to our merch store where you can pick up your favorite United Adventure Company merch. Hit our Patreon page. Be like Lord Thorin, Nathan, and Aaron. Support us on the Patreon. Help us bring you the best entertainment that we can. And you can also give us tips and buy our merch. Join us on the Discord. Hang out with us off the stream so you can interact with us in all the games that we play. But for now, we're going to get right back into Tyranny of Dragons, Rise of Tiamat, Episode 5. As our characters are walking down the road, heading towards the southeast direction, the spider webs are getting thicker and thicker, and you're starting to see more and more animals stuck in the webbing. Excuse me. Animals stuck in the webbing, all sorts of strange weavings of spider web here.
Garrow's picking some webs out of his fur after climbing through the trees for a while and finally deciding that, no, it's going to be best to stay on the ground for now. And so he's kind of looking around at all this, and it's actually hauntingly beautiful with the webs and like the little mist dewdrops across them.
Yeah, and the sunbeams coming through the trees, and it's just, yeah, strangely enough, it's beautiful.
And Owen's walking alone, singing this strange song about walking into spider webs.
Something about like leaving a message and calling you back or something. Yeah.
And I'm going to look at the party and go, is anybody interested in a drink about now? And I reach into the bag of holding and I pull out the pitcher and a selection of the goblets that we collected and wondered if anyone thinks this might be a good time.
That certainly sounds like a good idea. I have the ring that you so graciously gave me, so I think the other three of you should drink the thing.
And as much as I do like that sweet, bubbly stuff from the pitcher, I'm going to try and see if I can't resist the poison with the power of my key. Master Leosin taught me a few things, so I need to try and put it into practice. But you and Owen should definitely take a drink, because it seems like we're in spider territory. Not to mention green dragons.
Can't stop here. This is spider country.
Owen, shall I pour you a glass?
Sure.
So I pour Owen and myself a glass of this stuff, and it's got that nice, misty effect that pours out of the pitcher into the glass, and it kind of bubbles over. It's very reminiscent of dry ice in a glass, and I hand one off to Owen and give a cheers and to success.
What does this stuff actually taste like? Did we ever get a description of what it actually tastes like?
It was sweet, I remember.
Yeah, it's a sweet, almost like a fruity punch flavor.
It's Kool-Aid.
We're drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yep. We're drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Now all that's necessary is you need to bust through a wall.
We'll see about that in a second.
Hey,
yeah, I suppose we'll see about that in a second.
Garrow would volunteer for that if needed.
Yes. I definitely, I think of the four party members, Garrow is the most likely to bust through a wall and be like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just waiting for the opportunity.
Hey, Bugbear.
I give him a thumbs up and start punching.
I'll put you guys on the road here.
All right.
On the road, I said. You can arrange yourselves however you'd like, whatever marching order you want to be in, but
I can't grab my token.
Well, why not?
I don't know.
Because that would be too easy.
Let's see what's going on.
Dinar is going to say, like, number one thing: stay together. We do not want we do not want to lose one person in this place and realize it's been 5 minutes since we saw someone.
See if you can drag yourself on. Maybe it's because I drug you on there. I don't know. That's strange.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
We see a mysterious clone of Garo in the distance.
Yeah, I can't manipulate the left one, but the right one I dragged on and I can move.
Weird. That is really strange. Whatever. Roll 20 strikes again. Ha ha ha. You notice
I guess
there's
mine works because I'm always a drag on.
But
I had to sneak that in somewhere.
Yes, I appreciate it though.
No, you didn't have to. Nobody was making you.
Yes.
It was Bahamut that made him. So.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Bahamut made me do it.
Yeah.
Oh, in this case, it's going to be Tiamat made me do it because isn't that more of the devil?
Well,
the webbing here gets so thick it's practically blocking the road. You're gonna have to either start cutting through it or trying to burn it away or something to get through it. But you see the footprints of the soldiers carry on through this road, so this must have happened relatively recently, or maybe after the cultists got through here.
Maybe the spiders are working for the cultists.
Seems odd, but I
wouldn't put it past them.
Ow!
Yeah.
I just hit my knee.
Spiders are always sneaky.
I don't know if I
guess...
can help, but I can certainly try this. I've been curious whether or not a good old-fashioned firebolt would have any impact on these webs. So I'll give it a shot and see what firebolt will do.
Sure. Yeah, you hit the webs with the firebolt, and they burn a little bit, but they more just kind of smolder out. They're so wet, it looks like they just steam away, and you get through a couple of feet, but you would have, normally a web, when you hit it, it just, erupts into flame, but everything's just so wet here, it's probably just not going to burn.
Darn, should have brought a machete or something.
Hmm.
What about lighting a torch and trying to smolder a path through?
Yeah, you're going to try that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can burn away whatever you can reach. And the mist is
slow going,
so thick, and the web, and you just cannot see anything. But yeah, you're burning away a little bit at a time, and as you're moving through, the webs are kind of vibrating a bit as you are hitting them and burning them, and you get to a point where you can see up ahead in the webbing. There are several giant spiders clinging high up in the webbing, and these smaller spider-esque creatures as well.
Is it just me, or do those icons look more like ticks?
They do.
Okay.
They do. It's not just you.
Okay.
Crap. That sucks. I might have to reload roll 20 because that just crapped out. Let's see if it'll reopen for me. Let's see if it'll reopen for me. Oh no, it just lost the entire module. Like seriously, I just lost the every bit of. Great.
Let's give it up for roll 20, everyone. Woo!
Oh, of course.
And it's
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. All right, there's refreshed the roll 20 now. We are all there. It is. It's back.
Well, that's good at least.
the Misty Forest. There we go. And yeah, at least that part's back. So. All right. You guys see the spiders up ahead. You're still at a pretty good distance. What are these other ones? Oh, they went away too. Okay. There we go. Now they're back open. They do look more tick-like than spidery now, but they're these kind of forked feet and hands and these pincer jaws. Yeah, they're definitely like a tick.
Wow. I don't know if they've noticed us yet, but if we get any closer, they sure will.
Yes. Try to avoid touching the webs.
You want to try to
I
sneak
say,
past?
literally in the middle of a spider web cabin.
Think we should try and sneak past, or should we just try and take them out?
I think we should try to take them out. My understanding is a spider can feel the web's vibrations, so if we don't take them out, they'll be able to sense us for quite a ways.
There you go. That's the critters, the smaller critters.
All right, that's
Right.
a conveniently sized thing that I can put over the pictures of spiders.
Sorry, Dinar. Smug. Sorry about that.
That's fine. Like, I feel like it's one of the things you just have to do as a DM. You have to have at least one encounter with giant spiders per campaign.
Yeah, it's like an unwritten rule, right? That has to happen. There we go. I am back on the correct map now. Dun 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 dun. All right. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and do initiative for everyone.
Yeah.
Not advanced die roller. Give me the turn order thingy. I forgot to do the turn order before we started rolling, so I will have to add them in. Sorry, y'all.
Oh, my bad. I didn't even notice. So.
I noticed after I rolled initiative.
Oh, there we go. Boom, boom, boom.
Hey. Wow, did Roll20 actually do something good?
Yeah, so I went into the turn order settings, added custom label, hit enter, and it populated all of the initiatives in correct order. Well, no, not quite in the correct order. Descending. Now they're in the correct order. Looks like Garrow's going first.
I thought
Garrett
I got a really good initiative, but apparently
what is Dinar's
we got
dex?
party over here. It's +2, I think.
I'm +3.
Yeah. So you're faster than me.
Yeah.
Garrow sees these spiders sort of beginning to turn towards us. Clearly, they are sensing our presence, and so he is just going to shoot off of the ground like a superhero and just fly directly up at the nearest spider. And so about how high up are they? You said they're in the treetops, so like...
They're probably about 30 feet off. Yeah, they're probably about 30 feet off the ground. So it becomes, moving through the webs is like a difficult terrain. So
okay, difficult flight terrain too, because of the webbing being 3D. So
yep,
I can still make 30 feet up with my movement speed of 60.
Yep, you can.
And I will start punching on this nearest spider. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 hits. Yes.
Oh, all they. Okay,
all
great.
Hits.
And I'm not going to burn
12,
my key points
25.
quite yet.
Yeah, you knock this spider out of the web pretty quickly, and it crumples and cracks on the ground.
Alrighty. Well, I've moved my full move, so I'll just stay sort of perched up on a little web as I float.
Yes. With that, the spiders who do not have difficult terrain disadvantage being in their web will begin to advance. That's 10, 20, 30. Double check something real quick.
You're going to need a few more arms before you can take me on, guys.
10, 20. He's going to go kind of... Let's do it this way. Put this guy under you. We'll put this guy here. And this guy's going to move up to there, right over the road. He's under you, not in the web with you. He's ground level.
Okay.
And then this guy was there, so that's 10. Yeah, we can get him with it. He'll be in the web, and he's going to take a swing on Garrow. Well, not a swing necessarily, but he is going to attack Garrow with his bite attack first. It's going to be a 19 to hit.
Not quite.
Not quite. Too bad I didn't have advantage. All right. The next one, this guy here, he's going to use his web attack to try to ensnare these front two. It's going to be... it's one creature. So we'll go with Owen. You're the closest to that spider.
And clearly spiders love elf meat.
Yeah, they're elves are delicious. That's a 22 to hit with the web. Doesn't do any damage, but it stops your movement.
Okay.
You will have to take a turn to try to get out of the web. Basically, you'll have to make either a strength or burn it away with the torch. And burning out of the web cocoon will take 2 turns. You can out of it with a strength check in 1.
So does it restrain my hands or anything? Can I still cast spells from here, or am I just can't move, or it to stop everything?
Let's read the exact description for you. So I think you are restricted. Let's see.
Okay.
Web fills a 20-foot cube. So actually, Dinar would be in this as well, I think.
Probably Teo too.
Well, if he was centering it here,
20-foot cube's pretty big.
20-foot cube's pretty big. Yeah, it looks like Teo, you would be in it as well. If the webs aren't anchored, which these are not, but it is, yeah. It's going to be 5, 10, 15, 20. It's pretty close. It's almost close enough. Restrained is the condition. And it's a deck save. So.
Restrained.
Yep.
All right, so deck save.
Yep. Your speed becomes 0, and you can't benefit from any speed bonuses. Attacks rolls against you have advantage, and you have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws.
Friend creature and it can't attack rolls against a creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have a disadvantage. So I could like still attack, but it would be at disadvantage.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
It seems like spell casting is probably not affected.
Well, I mean, I've got to do attack rolls for most of my stuff.
Yeah,
so.
if they're attack spells, if they're spell attack rolls, then yeah, they'd be at disadvantage. Cool
right,
beans.
These spiders are doing what spiders do.
Yes, they are. 20. Yep, that's a 20 by 20. So that would be that would get all 3 of you. And then okay, cool. The next spider having moved, seeing you all ensnared, is going to shoot a web up towards towards Garrow.
Mm. I might have something to help me with this, depending on what kind of a thing it is.
That's a 7 to hit you with the web. It gets blocked by the web you're standing on. Kind of wasn't a critical, was it? No, it was just a 5. Okay.
All right.
No, it was a 2. It was a 2. It wasn't a critical. It was a 2. Yeah.
That's good. Garrow is one who does not want to be restrained.
Yes. Okay. That guy's going to wait. The last spider waits. Teo, you are restrained. You can get a dexterity saving throw to... you did that one? So yeah, you can break free, kind of bailing out the side of it.
Actually, I'm not going to move. I'm going to stay put because I'm going to use that steady aim to gain advantage. So that I can use that sweet sneak attack damage with a light crossbow attack.
Holy crap.
On this guy back here.
All right. Yep.
Damn. Yeah, that's a nice shot.
Right in the what do you call that little spot on the spider?
Kisser.
Yeah, right in the kisser.
That's what you call it.
Wow, nice damage rolls there too. Roll20's being kind to you all today. Too kind. I'm gonna have to have a word with Roll20 about this. Yeah, you take that guy out. He's my initiative tracker, so I'm going to just put a skull and crossbones over him.
Okay.
So you take him out. You can do anything else now that you've attacked. Do you want to bail out the side of the web? Since you did make your dexterity saving throw, we can...
I think steady aim requires that I not move.
Yes.
Yes, that's true. That's right.
I just want to... Yep.
Yep.
So I'm just going to stay here
for
put. Right now.
All right. All right, then it's Owen's turn. Owen, you two are...
how does the dex save work? Does it take anything or...
So your dex save is at disadvantage.
Okay.
So, but you can make a dex save to try and break out of this web.
And then I can take a normal action after that, or...
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think I did not get that, but
I think you're still stuck.
But
you're like, nope, I'm not getting out of this.
let me read a description real quick.
Sure. The chittering of the spiders in the background is...
All right, I'm going to well, I'm a lucky bastard, so I'm going to use a luck point and roll another and re-roll that first. And then +3, so
that'd be 17.
17 instead of 6 there.
Yeah, you're able to break out of that.
Okay, so I'm actually going to move out of the web here, and then I'm going to target this guy right here.
Okay.
I don't think that hit. 14.
Actually, I think it does. Yep, that hits.
All right, and I'm going to do him one more time. I'm assuming he's still standing.
Yeah. All right.
So 21 total damage.
21 total damage. He's still up, but he's leaking some spider juice. You've cracked his armorous shell, and he's leaking some spider juice. Dinar, looks like it's your turn.
Well, I'm once again going to try and dex save out of this, but Dinar is unfortunately not an elf or a rogue. I'm just going to set up Judgment, which hopefully has enough area to hit these things anyway. This is a 15. Now, the weird thing is, this damages creatures and not objects. So even though this is fire, it will not burn through the webs according to the rules. But that should still be enough to hit these two spiders on their turn.
Yes, it will. All right, and that's let's see.
Well, here's my questions. I'm going to use my bonus action for telekinetic, and I'm going to attempt to shove Teo out of this web.
Okay.
Like, does that sound like something, Teo? Does that sound like something that would be helpful, Teo?
Yes.
All right. Well, you can choose to fail the strength save if you want, and I move you 5 feet away from me. So, like that.
Perfect.
All right.
And
cool.
that's my turn.
Teo's out of the web. And next is the little tick guys, the ettercaps. Cool. 5, 10, 30. Yeah. And then 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. We'll put him next to Garrow. And this guy's 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll put him in there as well. Actually, he can go here. The ettercaps come running, scurrying forward quickly across the spider webs.
They're creepy.
They are creepy. And Garrow, you see they kind of pull their arms apart, and this web extends from their hand to hand. They reach across to grab you with it.
Ew.
23.
Don't touch me.
23.
Oh, God. He got me.
He got you with the web garrote. It's wrapped around you. You take 5 bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled. I'm sure you'll be able to beat this with a DC 12 strength save.
Is that on my turn or right now?
On your turn. Yeah.
Okay.
But you cannot breathe, and the ettercap will have an advantage on attack rolls against you. So will anything else that tries to attack, because you're grappled.
Right.
That's that one. The other ones
Web
are...
garrote, that's nasty.
Yeah, that's pretty nasty, right? The other ones are too far apart. Makes 1 attack with its bite. 1 attack. Okay, so that is a extra attack, special attack thingy. Cool. The other ones are still too far away to do anything. So, Garrow, guess what? It's your turn now.
All right, I'm going to attempt to break free of this garroting. And that is, you say, a strength saving throw?
Yes.
All right.
Should not be hard for Garrow.
Come on, Garrow. Ooh, good one.
Rah! Garrow, you break free. Yes, shattering the garrote.
And now I'm going to punch that garroter with much fury. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. 20, a 17, and a 21. Those seem pretty good.
Those do seem pretty good. They all are solid landing hits. 14, 29, 39, 42. Yeah, you send him tumbling out of the web as well, laughing all the way. You tried to get to me, but you can't.
Yeah, you guys should have heard my reputation by now. Most smart bandits and creatures know not to mess with us.
That Garrow floats like a butterfly, stings like a bee.
Yes, indeed. The giant spider next to you is going to reach out with a bite. Actually, you are... you're not...
If it's in the Spirit Guardians, it needs to make a wisdom save.
It's this one first.
Okay.
You're actually not flanked, believe it or not. Even though I tried to flank you, but you're not flanked, and you're no longer
Almost.
Yes, I probably should have moved forward, but moving forward would put him into the Spirit Guardians. Then I'd be not doing that. But he is going to reach out with his little bitey things, because that's what you call those things. They're bitey things. He misses. He bites the tree limb next to you.
I bet that tastes good.
Yes. All right. Now the next one's you said wisdom.
Yes. And I'm just gonna roll the damage here. So it's 8, which isn't that great, but
7 and 11. I do not think that
both of those
pass.
fail. So they take 8 radiant damage.
8 radiant damage. All right. That actually takes care of this guy. Takes him out of play. But the one underneath Garrow, he scurries up the web underneath you and is going to try to also bite you since you're right there. That's a 14. Not quite a hit, so these guys aren't very bite proficient.
I'm sure it works well on little rabbits and deer and stuff, but you might have picked a pretty dangerous prey this time.
Yes. Teo?
Goes to unmute. This guy right here.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing as before, steady aim, not moving, and does a 20 hit?
A 20 does hit solidly.
23?
23 damage. All right.
Your damage rolls were terrible there.
I know.
Don't rub it in.
I mean, that's still more damage than I can possibly even do on a single hit, I think. But I'm just used to seeing these like massive 40 numbers come out of you.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Next is anything else for Teo? You gonna move or anything? Or you?
Since I used that steady aim,
you steady aimed again? Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stand here until it's not advisable.
Right on. Owen, one of these tick-like beasts is slowly slumbering towards you.
And I'm gonna try to make him regret that.
All right. 19 hits. Did you do 2?
I did 2, yeah.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if it just doubled.
No, I did 2.
20. So that's 21 damage to him. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Yeah, he's phased, but it didn't kill him. Anything else that Owen's gonna do?
No.
Okay. Dinar.
Okay, first thing I'm gonna do, bonus action telekinetic, and I'm gonna attempt to pull this guy into the Spirit Guardians. So he needs to make a strength save.
All right. That's a fail.
All right. So he gets pulled 5 feet. Spirit Guardians triggers because he entered the area on a turn, and he takes 15 radiant damage.
Right on.
Then for my action, I'm going to toll the dead the other one.
Oh.
So he needs to make a wisdom save.
Nice. These guys aren't that wise. Yeah, a 10.
Yeah, that fails. So he takes 23 necrotic damage.
Oh, 23 necrotic damage. Oh, yeah. That wipes him out. And as soon as he dies, the remaining spiders and the remaining Ettercap flee off into the distance, scurrying away.
I'm pretty sure this one died too, didn't he?
Nope.
Oh, all right.
He was not dead.
All right.
Almost, but not quite.
Almost.
If there's an attack of opportunity while they're fleeing, I'm going to take a long shot at the Entercap that is in retreat.
Okay. Yeah, and I guess Garrett, you could take a parting punch or two at those two that were near you.
I'll go ahead and do that. 1, 2.
Both of those hit.
21 as I crush into their shell.
Yeah. So are you splitting that between the two or just going for one of them?
Just one.
Okay. Yeah, you take one out as the other one gets away.
I think Teo managed to liquefy that air cap.
Yeah. Yeah. That was splatters as it's running away as well. Good job. Good job indeed, having cleared the forest of some spiders.
Yeah. So Denara's going to be like, a little help here.
Yes. As the spiders flee, the web begins to disintegrate as
Right.
you could see Teo and Owen and Garrow chopping through it. Eventually, because it was kind of held on by the rocks and everything, it does, once they cut it free from everything, it drops.
And Denara will walk out. It's like, whew. All right, let's keep moving. We hopefully want to get out of here before more of them show up.
Yeah, maybe they'll tell their friends not to mess with us in the future.
Is anyone injured?
Garrow looks at himself. I think I'm good.
All right. Well, let us continue down this thing, and I'm going to keep the Spirit Guardians up for 10 minutes,
Yeah.
just in case,
Until it expires.
until it wears off.
That'll let any other spiders nearby know not to mess with us, I hope.
Yes.
I don't know that giant spiders are intelligent enough to have friends that they talk to in that way, but
Probably not,
Probably
but
not.
it makes me feel better.
Yes. All right.
I'm not even sure they have language.
As you continue through,
They weave tapestries out of web, but it takes a while.
tapestries. Uh-oh, look out. There's more tapestries. You continue through this path, chopping and burning the webbing to clear a path through. And eventually, you get through into another clearing. There's a small pond and a stand of trees as you enter this clearing. You all should be on the map and be able to see the map.
Yes. We are very small.
You are very small. This is a 9 squares is 15 feet scaled map. So
Large section of forest.
yes, there's a large section of forest, and you can hear cascading water coming from this direction.
Super quick. How long has passed? I need to know if the spell is still up or not.
No, it would have gone down by now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably about 20-minute walk from where you were.
Well, I'd like to investigate that waterfall. Maybe wash some of this spider gunk off of me.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds like it's just on the other side of this small stand of trees here. That's right in front of you.
All right. Looks like I can't move my token at the moment.
Yep, me too.
Of course not.
I can move that one that I just
I
dropped
can
on.
move mine. Hey, dynamic lighting.
Yeah, don't go too far. You're wandering around. Gary, you were able to move yours?
Dinar wanders around to test the dynamic lighting.
Teo, you can move? Okay.
I don't have dynamic lighting.
Yeah, I didn't want to mention
Wait,
that.
really?
Yeah,
My
I'll
current
have to,
token.
yeah, I'll have to change that for y'all. Yeah, see, when I click on your token, it says represents character none. That's so weird.
I don't know.
Save. I don't understand why that is the case.
I literally drug that on myself.
I know, that's so weird, right? Also, all of you can control Herman. Herman is the audience's dynamic lighting, so they can also see. Although it looks like
Yes. Yeah, I
It
still
looks
don't
like
have
your explore mode is. You still don't have dynamic lighting?
still don't have dynamic lighting now.
Grr. You will now. Hang on. If y'all move too far, you're gonna get into parts of the map you shouldn't be to. So
I was just trust testing to see if I had dynamic lighting.
Yeah. It's like,
It looks like I have dynamic
bear with
lighting.
us, please, monsters who are probably lurking here.
It
We
looks
need
like I
a
have
bit to
dynamic
test the
lighting
lighting.
from the dog, but not from myself.
Yeah.
you should now. I just turned it back on.
Nope. Maybe, yeah, I think so a little bit. It's very tiny though. It's like literally like 5 feet.
Oh, that's why. There you go.
Yes. I'm going to
Yes,
use.
I have it now. Yes, I do.
Yep. So coming from this area seems to be the sound of rushing water splashing into a pond or a lake of some kind.
Well, which direction are the tracks we're following?
That's the kind of the odd part. The tracks kind of fade out. You can't really tell where they go after you get through all of that spider webbing and everything. They somewhere in the path you lost the tracks.
Oh dear.
Garrow wanted to go over to the pond and wash off.
Yeah, just some of the spider goo that he's got on his fists and the webbing that he's got on him. Just a quick splash of water would be nice.
Right on. Make sure that's not doing what I'm afraid it's doing. Okay, perfect. All right, you head over that way. Somebody tell me high or low.
Ooh,
Let's go high.
I don't want to be responsible for this, so.
All right. Ooh. All right. You get to the area at the edge of this. That doesn't sound like the right music. That's not what I wanted. Here we go. You get to this pond of sorts.
It's up around here, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have to move Doggo as well. Yeah. And you can see on the edge there, you can see the edge of a waterfall cascading down into this pool of water, probably about 20 or so feet deep. There is a greenish hue to the mist that's splashing up off of the water. And this whole pond kind of has a greenish tint to it, almost emerald green, if you will. From this angle, you can see an opening kind of behind the waterfall.
I think we found it. Okay, Janara's going to call out Teo's name because I don't see Teo. Where's Teo? Teo, are you there? Oh, there you are. Janara's going to...
Yeah, kind of over in this direction, you kind of see the edge of the opening behind the waterfall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just kind
Janara's
of
going to say,
splashing.
I think the dragon is near.
Oh, really? Already? Garrett's like
Yes.
peeking. He's like, oh.
Yeah.
He's got his fists up. And he's
This
ready to
area
pump.
bears the signs of a green dragon's lair. I think we found it. So everyone be on your guard.
Okay. Garrett kind of shakes his fur dry.
He
And-
might not be home, but I think
I'm
this is
gonna
where he
imagine.
lives.
I'm seriously imagining you just doing it like a dog,
Oh, exactly. No, yeah.
just like starting on one end and like shaking down to the other.
and then his fur is like kind of like poofy.
And Dinar
Of
is going
course.
to try and select myself. I get like a weird box drag with the dog.
Oh yeah, I grouped you with the dog, so
Oh.
the dog should move with you for what,
Yeah.
so that we can
okay.
have. That
Sorry,
way, I
just-
don't. If I'm not on
Was-
the map screen,
That's perfectly fine. I was just confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dinar is going to slowly head forward and investigate, but he is very much on his guard because I think that the dragon is near.
so let me do
And I'm
this.
also going to activate Eyes of Night, or is it called Eyes of Night? It's yeah, it is Eyes of Night. So I'm going to give myself 300-foot dark vision.
Okay. So let me extend your night vision distance then.
Damn.
Yes. I'm
Puts
actually
on
sure
those
I do.
X-ray specs and
Basically, yeah. All right, and then I'm gonna sort of gesture to the party. Behind the waterfall here, there's a. I think there's something.
Alrighty.
There you go. You should be
Yeah.
able to see a much larger area now. You can see all the way across the lake, and you can see the full waterfall. It's a huge waterfall. That's the middle of the water. So Garrow's out swimming in the pond.
I was actually gonna say he just flies over to look closer.
Yeah, you fly over, and yeah, you can't see through the waterfall from that angle. The waterfall completely obscures the entrance to this tunnel.
Well, if I know anything, there's often cool things behind waterfalls. So Garrow's gonna boldly kind of fly through and find if there's another side.
Oh, crap.
Uh-oh.
I might have to reload Roll20 again.
Oh, dear.
I'm having some issues with the... Oh, they fixed that bug. That's good.
And Garrow flies right into an open dragon's mouth. Oops.
Yeah. Yep, sorry,
Oh.
Garrow, you're dead. No.
Darn it. That was the smartest way to get Garrow, is just be behind a waterfall.
Yep.
With the mouth open.
Garrow, you fly into the waterfall. Make me a strength or athletics.
Gladly. Let's do it. Athletics. Come on, Garrow. Don't let me down. Ooh, that was kind of weak.
Yeah, the pressure of the waterfall is actually, you're trying to make it through. It's shoving you down towards the top of the lake.
It's pretty strong, guys.
Yeah, you're gonna have to either get back out of it, or you're gonna be swimming here in a minute.
Yeah, I'll
All right.
back out momentarily and just sort of again floating, shake my fur off, and be like, "Ooh, it's a pretty heavy waterfall, but I think there's something back there." I'll
Yes.
move myself back. a bit.
So what Dinar is going to do, I'm going to, since we have time, I'm going to ritual cast Dragon Sanctuary. So I'm going to set up the tiny hut inside the waterfall. Because we can move through the tiny hut, but it blocks everything else. So the idea being it should block the water, but let us through.
A neat use of that spell.
go look at Dinar. Another one of those big brain moves.
Okay. Okay.
So you essentially sort of create a tunnel for us, though.
Yes.
Assuming no water flows around. And
Well, if it does, it's a dome, so we wouldn't get the full force. It would just sort of, it would diffuse out.
Yeah. I mean, there is a path up behind the waterfall, but if you wanted to do it this way, that's fine too.
This is much cooler.
This is much cooler. Yes.
And yes, and at this point, I'm going to head through using the tiny hut as a break through the waterfall, and attempt to head in here.
Cool. Yeah. As you approach, you see 4 guards right inside the entrance of the tunnel. They look like elves.
Oh. Hey there.
Their weapons are drawn, but they don't appear threatening at the moment.
Are they wearing cult insignia?
They are not. They are wearing commoner clothing, and one of them actually looks like Oh, and you would recognize it as elven nobility clothing style. These are definitely wood elves. They stop you. What are you doing? Are you from the patrol?
No, we're here in search of a dragon.
And with that, one of them the noble recognizes Owen as an elf and speaks to you in elf and goes, "You must help us escape. We're trapped. We're prisoners. If you're not with the cult, then help us escape."
Where's the where's the leader of this cult, or where's or the dragon? I'm sure there's a dragon here, right?
He's not here at the moment. He left. He and Narrowvein, they're gone at the moment.
Dinar looks at Owen and cocks his head in a "what are these people saying" type of expression.
The path back to the village should be clear. We just came through from the village, and the only resistance we encountered were spiders, which we killed. So
You didn't see them? The dragon? Narrowvein?
no, we saw evidence of him, but we never saw him.
They kind of glance at each other questioningly, but also curiously, and they begin to head out of the tunnel, leaving you a free and clear path.
And I turned to the party and said they were prisoners of the cult. I told them that we had cleared the path back to the village.
Okay. Do you really think that's a safe place to send them? Considering what happened there and what we suspect?
It's true. Yo. One more question for them. What do you know about the prince?
Prince Golan?
Yes.
His wife was eaten in the attack in which we were captured in. Don't know much about him, other than his father, the king, was slain not long ago, also by a dragon attack, and he's taken over leading our village.
So he came to power after a dragon attack that killed his father, is that right?
And his wife, and the priest, and half our village.
It may be better for you guys to stay kind of here in this tunnel until
this tiny hut will be up for a while, right?
I mean, I could set another one up if they need it, but I want to, I don't know if they speak common, but I'm going to say to them in common. Apparently, a dragon and some cultist attacked your village and then left. And we're not sure why, but it seems like they're planning something nefarious.
Interesting.
And then I'm going to since they probably don't want to camp in the middle of a waterfall for 8 hours, I'm going to cast one, I guess, over here. And just set up a place for them to not get rained on, that they can. It's 10 by 10, but
kind of just hang out.
I guess this is.
We'll just stay them right here for now. That's fine. Doesn't have to be a super exact thing.
Yeah, but basically, probably you want to stay here for now.
I'm gonna ask. So, are there cultists here? How many are here, and do they have any? Or is there anyone else here with them?
Yes, there are several prisoners here, not just us, and yes, they have many creatures. They all are cultists that are loyal to the dragon, as well as there's another dozen of us here, and they're these large two-headed beasts. They're massive creatures that roam the halls and
Is the dragon's lair here or is it somewhere else?
Oh, this is the dragon lives here, yes, but he's out
Have
for
you
now.
perchance seen a humanoid figure wearing a mask, sort of, in these parts?
Yes, Narrowvein. That's Narrowvein, the
That's
dragon
right.
rider.
So there is, in fact, a dragon rider, and he is one of the dragon speakers.
Yes.
Good to know. We're gonna try and get the rest of the elves out of here. I think we should be. I think we should try and be done with that before the dragon comes back.
Just watch out for the two-headed giants that roam the halls. They'll smash you and eat you.
We got
Thank you
somebody
very
here
much.
who's really good at smashing as well.
Oh, someone say smash? Yeah. What's up?
Smashing and eating, but not the same things.
Okay. Well, I'm on board.
Yes, it's like if we ever run up against like rock candy golems, we have the world's most effective weapon against those.
Oh, I can't wait.
Nice.
But for now, let's see what we can find. And Denara is going to
We'd
start
have
heading
to
in this
stop him
direction.
from eating it before he smashed it.
Yes, or maybe we just don't stop him. Yeah, Denara is going
Sounds fun
to.
either way.
Yeah. As you travel through this tunnel, the hallway gets larger and larger. The ceiling gets taller and taller. I'm gonna make a perception roll as you move through this area as well. The ceiling's about 40 feet high in here. It's a massive ceiling. Uh, 14s or better. I'm not on that page, so
Dinar and Garo got 14s or better. Owen and Teo did not.
all right.
Oh, and they were like, this is a tunnel. It has a ceiling.
Dinar and Garo, you spot an oddly shaped pack of rocks, like stacked up right here as you're coming into this tunnel.
Dinar is going to go investigate the rocks.
And you can kind of peer through them and see that on the other side of these rocks, it looks like there's a tunnel, like
Right.
another passageway. Looks like a secret passage of some kind.
Dinar will call out to the rest of the party. It seems like there's a passage behind these rocks.
Huh. Why do you think they covered it up?
I don't know. I mean, they're keeping prisoners here, so they probably don't want those prisoners moving around in places that the dragon can't easily keep track of. But Dinar is going to go see if he can see what's through this passageway. Possibly.
Just a second. I'm
No
advancing
worries.
something here as well. So, okay, cool. Making sure that that's there. All right. Yeah. So go right. I'll move you right there.
Oh, hello there.
You move through the passageway, and yes, you can see with your dark vision down into this large room. You see a giant. You hear yelling, "Not touching me! It's my stuff!" And another one, "No, it's not. It's my stuff. You touching me!" And then a third voice, "You two, knock it off. Being touchy is wrong."
Dinar is going to like gesture quietly to the party. Is like, come over here. Be quiet.
Yeah, this passage
Fair-
is about
fair
5 foot
nod.
wide and 10 foot tall. Definitely human sized.
Yeah. Well, if I can see this creature here, how far away is he? Let's see.
Yeah, you can see him with your
Right.
dark vision. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see if I can hit him with a ranged attack while I'm in this small tunnel that he can't get me. But I don't think I'm in range. Yeah, I
Did
have
I
a
hear
spell.
someone say range attack?
Yes, so I'm actually going to
You can see this one and walks over and starts. You can kind of see them shoving each other back and forth. Looks like they're arguing about something. And then
Okay.
you see a third one kind of step into your line of sight as well, trying to break them up. You can hear they're fighting about something.
Yeah. So I'm going to head back here. I'm going to debrief the rest of the party on the situation. So it seems like there are 3 large creatures through this hall. This might be the 2-headed giants they're talking about, but it seems like they're too big to fit through this passageway. So I don't think I have the range necessary to hit them while at the back of this passageway, but you probably could, and I don't think there's much they could do to you while you were in there.
Sure, yeah. Want to pick them off from range? That's smart.
So I'm gonna head back into this passageway for now to spot and just see if there's if anything new develops. But aside from that, I'm gonna let Teo and Owen take this spot, and since they can actually shoot really far.
Hey, where I can't really see it.
Yeah, the mist is pretty thick in here. The only reason Dinar can see them is with his extra dark vision.
If
they're down in that chamber.
Dinar can point me to where to plop it.
Yeah, well, it's just like literally they're so large, and there's 3 of them here that literally just shoot straight forward out of this passageway, and you're going to hit something.
In this area here?
Yes, like
okay, well, what I'm going to do rather than...
And I can spot for you.
What I'm going to do rather than that...
Oh, that could work too.
Fun tentacle-y darkness attack. Love it.
20-foot sphere of...
20-foot radius sphere, so big ol' sphere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Total of 40 feet across, basically.
So this is, these are 15 foot 3, 9 by 9 is 15 feet, so.
Yeah, that also means that these guys are absolutely gigantic.
They're giants.
Yeah.
They're literally giants. I think it's going to be about, I'm trying to get the size right. 1, 2. One, 2, 3. I think that by. Does that look right? Ish. It'll get them all 3 of them if you center it right there.
Yeah.
Right here. I'll bring Doggo in here so you can kind of see where you're. Oh wait, that's Garo, not Doggo.
Right, so
Same difference. So that this way the stream folks can see what's going on as well.
I'm going to cast
it's any creature that starts its turn in the area takes 2d6 cold damage. Any creature that ends its turn must make a dex saving throw or take 2d6 of acid damage.
So it's
on their turn.
Okay.
Yeah. And they have it's magical darkness, and
yeah, as soon as it hits, you hear them. What that? Why you make it dark? Me don't make it dark. You make it dark. And you hear the thudding of fists against stone as they're pushing back and forth, and then a third one. You do just knock it off. Stop the fighting. You don't make it dark. They're obviously they have no idea what's just happened.
All right. At this point, I'm going to move 30 feet forward. And range check. I could just barely hit this one with Toll the Dead. So I'm going to target this one. I can see half of him because it's sticking out. I'm going to cast Toll the Dead. So he needs to make a wisdom save. And I'm going to say that that this has happened after he took the damage from the Hunger of Hadar. So I get the extra damage as well.
Yeah,
So
I need to roll damage.
Yeah, roll your damage for Hunger of Hadar.
Okay, so that's going to be 2d6
wow.
cold.
The dex save they make, so with a nat 20. At least that one made. So six of the cold damage, and then what is that? 30.
It's 24 necrotic,
+6.
but
So
this is save for none. So if he makes his wisdom save, he's fine.
he did not, because it's
Okay,
DC
well, yeah.
19. So yeah, he failed
Yes.
his wisdom save. So. Total. Cool. Oh, why you make it so cold? You make cold. Stop making cold. Yeah, he's very confused. They're stumbling
Well,
around, running into each other, fighting amongst themselves.
I'll do this again if I have another chance to take an action.
What about Teo or Owen? Not Owen, Garrow.
Let's see. So each square on this map is 10 feet. Is that correct?
The large squares are 15. So a 9x9 or 3x3, I mean, is 15 feet.
Isn't that just normal?
Yeah, that's just normal.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be 10
Yeah,
feet.
this should not be 10-foot squares then. If a 3x3 is 15 feet.
Yeah.
I believe that's right. I just wanted to make sure that I understand, because the way that it is now, it seems like
It's doubled basically what it's supposed to be on the
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can change that. I didn't set this up. Yeah, the grid distance is at 10 for some reason. Roll 20 strikes again. There.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that makes a lot more sense. And size-wise, now we're all to scale. And that darkness circle is probably totally ensnaring them.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure.
And it sounds like they're fighting each other, which is good. We've got Dinar doing the bell. Garrow doesn't want to jump into the darkness necessarily, because he doesn't quite have that ability to fight blind yet. Although he's been thinking about it and how useful it would be. So I'll just leave it up to the ranged attackers for now until something.
This is magical darkness, so no light can penetrate it.
And I'll move up behind Dinar just in case something starts to come towards us. Then I'll step up, but I'll sort of also lean to the side so that our ranged people have clear access to the room.
Right on.
If given the opportunity, I'd like to cast silent image of basically a fog bank, a very heavy misty fog bank, right where Doggo is, to cover off that entrance to make us even more invisible.
Okay. Roll your acid damage for these other two real quick from Hunger of Hadar.
Yeah, acid damage is going to be another 2d6.
Come on, 12. Ooh, close.
Almost.
Nice. Nice.
And just out of curiosity, this magical darkness, that means we can't see them. Is that correct?
I think they're kind of shutting out of it.
Yeah, you can see parts of them being shoved in and out. Like, you could tell they're fighting amongst each other. And they don't have a clue that anyone else has done anything to them. They think it's all themselves.
Trying to jostle for their treasures, I guess.
Yeah. So are y'all just going to sit here and pluck away at them until they're dead?
That seems like a
If
smart
they
move.
do not react to this and continue to just flail around in the thing, we're going to kill
We're
them.
stepping into a dragon's lair. We don't want to burn up our resources too quickly.
Yeah. It's like,
And this seems like a great opportunity to take advantage of their dumbness.
Of their idiocy, yes.
Let me just...
Their lack of intelligence. All right, so when is the next cold damage hit?
Ooh, wow. Roll really good on their wisdom saves there to figure out what's going on. The one at the rear actually steps out of it. He goes, "You dum-dums! and then steps back into it, and you hear him go, "It's something magic. Must be dragon again. He messed with us." Like, stupid dragon. You hear him back and forth. Now they're talking about the stupid dragon. But if you want to, we can say that it takes 6 or 7 rounds after a couple of minutes. The acid and cold damage will just eventually eat away at them unless they do something to get out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also going to be continuously casting Toll the Dead because I can. Yeah. Eventually,
you hear the thumps individually, turn after turn. They do fall and die.
All right.
You hear the arguing stopping.
Ooh.
And this is why it is important to maintain healthy working relationship with your party.
Good point.
Yeah, each one of them had a giant morning star and a battle axe.
I'm assuming those are going to be
I
kind of
really
too
can't
large for us
use
to
either of
actually
those.
use.
So
There are
let's-
two-headed. They each creature has 2 heads. They are definitely giants.
So I see this passageway here. It seems like this leads back into the main room we saw before. There's also a passage this way. I think we should try the ladder first.
Real quick,
Can I tell-
one more thing about them.
What exactly were they fighting over is what I want to know.
That's what I was going to tell you. They were fighting over. It looks like the only thing that you see that looks of any value is this leather strap that's worn across one of them's chest like a sash. It's got gold gilding on it. It's very, very beautiful. And yeah.
Let's take a closer look at that. Maybe if it seems magical, we can have it identified.
I'll come up and take a look at it, see if I can identify it as one. Is it magical? And then if it is, I'll cast identify it.
Yeah. So it is magical. It glows with a soft magical glow, and you spend the time here to cast the identify, and this is a belt of giant strength.
I feel
Ooh.
it strikes me as odd that the giants will be fighting over this.
It's shiny.
Yeah, it's
I
shiny.
suppose that's fair.
And I think
Hill giant strength. Did I say hill giant strength or just
you
giant?
just said giant strength.
It's hill giant strength. Yes.
I
mean,
think
that's really good.
I think Gara would get the most use out of that.
Indeed, Garo. This would you just check to see if this belt fits you?
I can give it a try, and I'll try and wear it like a belt and clasp it around, and seems like a pretty decent fit. A little flashy.
It fits you perfectly. Yeah.
Do I feel like I need to attune with it to unlock its magic? If so, I'll do that when we have time. But
No. Wait. Yes. Actually, yeah. You don't feel any immediate effect.
so this will make me strong like a giant, huh? That's pretty neat. I'll focus on it when we've got a little bit of time to rest. But good find. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. So once you're attuned, it'll give you a strength of 21.
Ooh, that is cool.
That is amazing.
What is your strength?
It's 18.
So yeah, that's
It's plus 1.
That's
Definitely
one more
gets me
plus.
above the maximum threshold of strength, and I do use my strength skills pretty often. Athletics.
Dinar doesn't use strength at all, but he would ask to try it on just once to see what it feels like to be strong.
To be really strong.
I have a strength of 6.
Oh my god!
Wow, maybe you would get the most use out of it.
That would be mind blowing for Dinar to be that strong.
Yes, it would.
Yeah, by all
That's a
means,
good
Dinara. Once we get out of here, we'll let you try it out and see if you like it.
Yeah, it was like Garo is the one actually punching people, but it'll be entertaining for me to try on this once. Dinar is going to head down this passageway here and see if he can find anything else of interest.
All right.
Do-do-do.
Yeah, heading down that passage. At the end, you find this passage kind of dead ends into a doorway.
All right. I'm going to open the door with telekinetic.
Do you want me to check for traps?
That would be ideal.
This is a rickety wooden door. There's a really putrid smell coming from this whole chamber, too, by the way. Probably from, the giants up there that they're not the cleanest. Yeah, the door is pretty rickety. It's more of a makeshift-like door than one that's actually hung up on hinges. You don't think there are any traps here?
All right. I will open the door.
Yeah, you open the door. And inside this room are the remaining elves, prisoners, etc. This is area 4.
Got a question about this area, like this border thing here. Is this like a wall that cuts off this area from this area, or what?
Yeah, I'm about to get into the description of the whole room that you're seeing. So,
Okay.
Yeah, as you walk in to this room, there are the dozen elves that, or so that the other elves had told you about. Also standing in here is a knight and a mage, both wearing the crest of a green dragon. This big green dragon brooch. The opening here is somewhat of an overlook. There's an elevation change of about 20 feet that overlooks a pool of water radiating down at the bottom of this. You can hear water trickling in, splashing into it. And also in this room is a shrine of some sort in the southwest corner. It shows a young female holding a basin. Anyone wants to give me a religion check, they can see if they recognize it.
Let's go.
Water
Resident
flows from the
spirit.
cracks in the ceiling and drips onto the statue's head and then fills the basin and overflows. 23, 19. All right. Teo and Dinar, you both recognize this as the statue of Eldith. Eldith is the goddess of waterfalls. You would both also know that characters who pray for her assistance in fighting dragonkind can receive a boon of one, either water breathing or bless against when fighting dragonkind. As you guys walk in, you take the knight and the mage that are in this room kind of by surprise. They weren't expecting anything, because nobody ever comes from that way. That's like, this is a prison room where they just, they're holding these elves prisoner here.
Yeah. So
Your guard trolls are dead. Now what?
while he's yelling that, well, now that there's a distraction, Dinar is going to cast. So to me, the big threat is the mage, and the mage could kill all the other hostages. So I'm going to cast Silence. It's a 40-foot diameter sphere. I'm going to center it on the mage. So I want to make it. Yeah. I don't know how to draw circles. Wait, hold on.
I can fix it for you if you want.
Okay, and then I'm also going to gesture to Garo. It's like get the mage.
You said 40 or 20?
It's 40-foot diameter.
So 20 radius, 40 diameter, 40 across.
All right. With Dinar's Uh,
So it's twice as big as this.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get it centered.
Yeah.
Dinar's instructions, what Gara would probably try to do is just, I mean, he can cross that distance in a moment and might just try to grapple the mage until we figure out what's going on here.
If Teo's initial reaction upon seeing the mage is to steady aim crossbow bolt to the mage.
Aren't these like prisoners like the ones that we helped out before?
Yes, but there's a mage wearing a symbol of a green dragon.
Well,
And a knight.
Yeah, and a knight wearing a symbol of a green dragon. So the knight I'm less afraid of than the mage, who could potentially cast a single fireball and kill all the hostages. So I'm trying to prevent that from happening.
Right. All right, so you cast silence on the mage. Teo, you loose a firebolt. Garrow, or a crossbow bolt. Garrow, you quick step. Are you shadow stepping?
No. I'll just just use my normal movement speed. Actually, shadow step's probably better because of all these people in the way. They could swing at me if they're indeed aggressive. So I'll just shadow step right behind them and then attempt to grapple.
Okay. Make your grapple.
So 17. Not my best roll, but maybe the mage won't be strong enough to resist. I'm going to try to especially lock down his arms and fingers so he can't do anything.
So you're just going to kind of bugbear hug him from behind?
Exactly.
See what I did there? Bugbear hug?
Yes.
I had to.
They're the best hugs.
They are. Let's see. Yeah. Would you roll 17?
Yes.
I'll try. I don't think I'm very successful, although I did roll pretty decent with a 12.
Not bad for a mage.
Not bad for a mage, yeah, but he's struggling, but you have him resisted. Teo, go ahead and roll to hit your crossbow bolt. With advantage. Holy crit.
That is a
Holy
fantastic.
crit, Batman. If it weren't for Garrow holding him, you might have missed, but Garrow held him very still. Your crossbow bolt embeds deep in this mage.
What, 41 damage? 42 damage? 41, I think.
40, let's see, it's 28, 38, 39, 41. 41, you just one-shotted him.
Well, that happens.
Yeah. That
Garrow
happened.
feels the arrow go through and sort of poke him a little bit in the chest, like, oh. Although he doesn't say that because he's silent.
And the mage, while you could see the look of terror and hear imagine what the scream must sound like, you can't hear it as he dies in Garrow's arms.
What are the others doing?
And I guess that leaves me to Eldritch Blast at this knight here, because that's the only.
Sure. Where's the knight? Hang on. I don't even know why I'm opening his character sheet. He's going to die faster than I can open his character sheet, probably. With you four. What'd you roll to hit?
21 and
21 and 29.
Oh, that hits. Why'd I even ask?
Sniper Owen over here.
It did 16 damage.
16 damage. All right. He's still up. And he's going to stride right across, step in, and with his multi-attack, his 2 melee attacks, greatsword, 18 and a 10. So on Owen.
18 hits.
Right. His greatsword comes down with you against with 10 slashing damage, and he lets out a cry to all of those. He doesn't realize that the people inside the circle there can't hear him. So really the only one that can hear him is this one standing kind of next to him, behind him. And he lets out a cry, "Attack them! Don't just stand there, you fools!" Using his leadership ability. And attack roll or save. The creature can add a d4 to its roll. So he is doing that. This one is going to comply and take a swing at Dinar being right there. This person looks unwilling, but is going to make a club attack on Dinar. That's going to be a 9. I don't think even a 4 would.
A 9
help.
does not hit me. No.
Well, a 13 wouldn't hit you either.
No,
because they get a D4 because of the leadership. But
that would not have helped.
That wouldn't have helped, so I'm not even going to worry about rolling it. All right. And with that, I guess we probably should jump into an initiative order, just for the sake. That was surprise round, response round. Oh, great. The knight with a 7. He'll be dead before he gets to take a turn. All right, Garo. Dinar, it's your turn first.
All right. Bonus action telekinetic. I'm going to shove this person back unless they make a strength save.
It's the commoner.
Yes. And I'm going to use my regular action for Toll the Dead, targeting the knight.
They saved.
Oh, well, I attempt to shove the commoner back, but apparently they're able to maintain their balance. What about the knight?
Toll the Dead?
Yeah.
That's wisdom save.
Yes.
Failed.
All right. 17 necrotic damage.
All right.
And I'm holding concentration on the silence, so I can't do anything else. That's my turn.
Owen, face to face with this knight who just slashed you with a greatsword.
Okay. So I'd provoke an attack of opportunity for doing pretty much anything right now, right?
Moving out of his moving more than 5 feet away from him, yes. You could move here or here, staying within one square.
Attack, does attacking give an attack? No, it does. Does attacking a ranged attack? No.
No.
You're at disadvantage on attack rolls using a ranged attack in melee.
Yeah, if you're in melee, then you're at disadvantage, but that's it.
Okay. You know what I'm going to do instead then?
Sword burst?
Yep, it's a cantrip.
A momentary circle of spectral blades that sweep around you. All creatures within 5 feet of you must each succeed on a dexterity saving throw or face 1d6 force damage. Wow.
Or 2d6 in my case. Yeah.
Dex save. Nat 20, baby.
Damn.
Honestly, I'm glad that you're using up all your crazy good rolls on saves for civilians to dodge shoves and saves against cantrips.
Yeah. All right. He saves on that. Oh, and anything else?
That's all.
All right, Garo.
What are the people around me doing?
They're shouting at each other, pointing. What are we like? If you read their lips, you can kind of see that they're. Actually, they'd be speaking in Elven, so unless you speak Elven, you wouldn't be able to see what they're saying.
But it seems like they're generally a little bit disorganized, right?
Yeah, they're disorganized. They don't understand what's going on. But they did see you pop in, kill the mage. They see them fighting the knight. They don't look like they're going to be aggressive towards you.
In that case, I will sort of lower my fists to the one who's like right in front of me, probably anticipating me to hit him, and I'll just sort of look at him for a moment to see if I can gain some. Can I do like an insight check to see like
Yeah, that'll work. Give it an
is this
insight.
person likely to attack us after we've subdued the knight and the mage? 23.
Doesn't look like they're gonna attack you. In fact, they look quite grateful that you're here. Throws back their hood, and one of the most beautiful elves you've ever seen in your life is standing before you. Dark brown hair and blue eyes. Just very, very beautiful, fair-skinned elven woman standing in front of you.
All right, Garo's not going to attack anyone this turn. He'll let his party members subdue the knight, but he sort of feels like these are prisoners of the dragon, so he's not going to kill them.
Okay. So you're just going to hold action then?
Yeah, just sort of try to communicate silently my peaceful intent by opening my hands toward them.
Okay, cool. Teo.
I'm going to move my crossbow towards the knight and
Get a second crit in a row. Let's go.
You got another crit earlier too.
Yeah.
He's had like 3 crits today.
What the heck, man?
Let's go.
That's 32 and 12. That's 44 damage. That's ridiculous. Yeah, you shoot him right in the side of the head. Your crossbow bolt falls him.
Through one ear and out the other.
Yeah, basically just thump, goes down.
it comes at the cost of not moving and having advantage. So you get 2 chances at scoring a crit really helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like that.
You could say
action.
that doubles your opportunity for criticals.
Even so, you've gotten like way more than you should have today, which I'm
No,
not.
not nearly enough that I should have.
Look, I had 2 crit saves
See?
right here in a row. A
Yeah.
dex and a charisma. Like,
Well, it seems so. We've taken down both of the people who are wearing green dragon insignias, right?
Yes. Is this person gonna still attack or?
let me make a save for them. Let's see. Actually, seeing their leader fall, that's gonna be a charisma save. I counted. There's another one. Holy crap. All right, y'all. I have counted 8 criticals so far, and I'm not even back to the beginning. So that's another critical save. Yeah, they look steely resolved. They look angry. And they're gonna swing at Dinar again with this club. That's
Does
gonna be a
this, does
12.
this look like a this looks like a
12
prisoner?
does not hit me either.
The prisoner's been compelled by the knight to fight, but
And even in death, his leadership continues to because it was a action kind of thing.
This one looks like an elven prisoner, though, right?
Correct.
Okay.
That's the commoner. Dinar. They swung a club at you again, but missed.
Like, I gave them a chance.
Make an insight check real quick before you take an action.
All right. Which button is that? Ugh, that wasn't great.
What happened to all those crits now?
At least I wasn't in that one.
It's still enough. I mean, it's pretty obvious to tell that this person they're not operating under their own desires and wills. Like you could tell that the knight or the mage or the dragon or something has some kind of effect on it. They're not fighting for themselves.
I'm just going to try the same thing again. I'm going to use telekinetic and try and shove this person back 5 feet. So she needs to make a strength save and hopefully not 20 it again.
All right, that's a fail. That's a 3.
All right. Well, I shove her back 5 feet.
Yes, you do.
And I'm going to sort of look to the rest of the party at this point. It's like, what should I do? Do you want me to hold the silence up to prevent a ruckus, or
Garo is shouting from the silent sphere, saying,
I'm going to shout in Elvish at this prisoner. Fight it. It's not you.
Okay. Yeah, make a persuasion roll. See if you can that's not very persuasive.
No.
But they failed their charisma check. Like with a critical failure. So a 9 is enough to they kind of shake their head and come to and look at you and look at the club, and then they drop it, seeing the knight's dead body on the floor, turning around, seeing the dead mage. They drop the club and I'm sorry. It wasn't me. It really. They make us do things that are against our will. It's an effect of this place, I think.
Yes. Well, you should leave here right now. We were able to clear out the passageway, at least leading into this place. So there should be a safe path for you to get out.
Could you drop the silent sphere so we can all hear this?
Yes, I will do that at this point. So I will drop concentration on the silence, and I will address all of these people and be like,
good elven people.
Yes, friends, elvens, countrymen, lend me your ears, and I will say, if you don't want to be here, then we cleared out the path. You should be able to make it out. If you do want to be here, why?
Was that really an elven ear joke?
Lend me your ears.
I picked up on it, but I was like, low-hanging fruit.
I was referencing something completely different.
Sure. Likely story.
Yes. But yeah, I'm just going to be, hi.
Harold asked the beautiful elf that's in front of him, what's going on here? You guys seem like prisoners. Were that knight and this mage here to guard you?
Yes, they were here to guard us. We were taken prisoner by the dragon after one of our villages has been destroyed, and you can tell each of them they're dressed a little differently. Like maybe they're from different villages.
Dinar would like to search the mage's body and see if he can find any documents.
I'm going to speak to them all in Elvish and tell them that we were sent from Waterdeep by Hoover. I still can't remember the name. To put a stop to the dragon that was terrorizing the area.
Oh, good. Yes, please. Please kill the dragon. It's terrorizing us.
Is the dragon here?
We saw it leave earlier. It could be back at aim. It does this. It goes out and comes back all times.
And
but
is
more
this where
importantly, one of them says, you must know that the one who rides the dragon is one of us. He's an elf.
You don't say.
We suspected as much.
Yes.
Do you happen to know this elf's name?
Everyone in the Misty Forest knows this elf's name. He's the disgraced and forgotten son of the king, the half-prince, Galen's brother. What the crap is his name?
Galen's brother, you say?
Yes.
Now that's something we didn't know about.
What the crap is that guy's name? Revile, Survivor Skulls Raised, Worm Speaker, Neverin, King Mandarok's exiled son. Many of us believed him to have died many years ago. However, he was exiled, must have fallen in with the cult, for now he rides back the green dragon, perhaps to take revenge upon his people for exiling him.
Yes.
That might
And it
explain
seems
why
like he's also a dragon speaker.
that might explain why when he attacked his brother's town that he left him alive. Maybe he has plans involving his brother.
Is this rider, is he a mage or something else?
We don't have much interaction with him, but we do know that he can control the dragon quite easily.
Sounds like a worm speaker to me.
And yes, he definitely wears the mask of one. Come on, give me his sheet. I had all of this opened earlier, and then when I had to reload, of course,
of course,
it closes all opened windows. So I'm having to go back through and reopen things. Sorry, y'all. Sorry for the delays.
No problemo. Well, if the dragon is out of the office, so to speak, right now, that gives us a good chance to maybe set up some kind of ambush for when he returns.
I'm sorry, he's not Galen's brother. He's Algaroth's brother. Prince Algaroth is the friend of Dalon that spoke to you from the Emerald Enclave. Sorry, wrong name there. But yeah, all these elves' names.
Yeah, it's quite a family tree. I'm trying to get it straight in my mind. Okay, but we're clearly dealing with a former member of Elven royalty here.
Yes.
Well, we cleared this tunnel back to the waterfall. You guys think you can make your way through the forest safely?
Yes, we'll try. Where should we go? Our villages have all been destroyed.
Unfortunately, it's hard to say where is safe right now. We did meet some other prisoners before. Maybe you can rejoin with them. And
yeah, the only thing I can think of is you should probably head back to Waterdeep. Would be the safest thing.
Or Altland, where we just came from.
I don't know if we want to send people there because that place did just get attacked. So clearly it's not safe from dragon attacks.
well, for now, it's probably the best option.
I suppose, yeah.
Yes, we'll head to Alton then.
Yeah, head to Alton. Just, don't say too much about us or what we've learned about the Dragon Rider, if you don't mind.
Of course not. We'll say that a band of heroes freed us from our imprisonment. We won't let on much more.
Good.
Okay.
Well, stay safe then.
Thank you. You as well. Good luck. All right. They trail out the makeshift door up the tunnel past the stinky giants. You're standing on this ledge, kind of overlooking the pool down below.
How far down is this drop here?
It's about 20 feet.
Okay.
I mean, you could hop down, grab the side and drop down. You're not going to take any damage.
I think that's what I'm going to do. Whoop.
Oh, just 1 second. So the other elves that we freed, where did we send them exactly?
We actually built them that shelter, or Dinar put that shelter up for them.
I think that's where these guys should go too, because a group of elves wandering through the forest, a dragon's going to spot that.
There's not enough room in that one shelter for them all, though, I don't think.
I mean, I could set up another one if it's necessary.
Well, if you can set up more than one and it would be camouflaged, it'd be better for them to wait until we've dealt with the dragon. Because if that dragon sees that his prisoners are free, he's going to know someone's in his lair.
Yeah.
But he won't be able to hurt them.
Well, yeah, if they're hidden in a magical hut, they should be fine.
Yeah. I mean, I can certainly set up a couple more, but so do you want me to go do that?
I think
Well,
that's for the best.
Let's finish investigating the knight, see what he has on him, and the mage, see what they have on them.
Why
And
don't
this-
you do that and I'll go get prepped because it takes me 20 minutes to well, it takes me 10 minutes per hut. So
Sounds good.
this will take me some time. So I'm going to go over back outside and I'm going to cast Leomund's Tiny Hut as a ritual 2 times and be like, you know, we can't offer the greatest accommodations, but you can rest here until we figure something else out.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
And then I will head back and join the rest of the party.
While you're doing that, y'all are searching the knight and the mage. The mage doesn't have anything on him other than just some spell components.
No spell book.
No spell book. Nope. The knight has a heavy crossbow and a great sword. Also, they both have this brooch of this green dragon on them.
I'm going to make sure to grab those brooches.
Yeah, it could come in useful. You never know. Seems like it's sort of like a uniform or a distinguishing marker of people who serve this particular dragon.
And might allow us to pass as as one of these guys if we disguise ourselves up. We can look less threatening should a dragon appear.
If we come across another group of his allies, that would be a good plan. All right, so it sounds like we've got our elven prisoners secured in huts.
Mm-hmm.
We have looted the bodies. I'm interested in this statue. I think we should spend a moment praying to this goddess who offers some sort of power against dragons.
All right.
Garrett will just, try and contemplate the goddess and see if he can offer up a prayer for his success, even though he's not a very religious person. It's not that he doesn't believe in the gods. He just doesn't have much knowledge of anything beyond the goblin gods.
Dinar will pass. He already has a god that he prays to for blessings, and I feel like it would be in bad taste if I prayed to another one.
Fair enough.
Is Bahamut the jealous type of god?
Probably.
Not exactly that.
And when I'm done investigating here, I'd also like to fly a couple of laps around the island and the pond here and see if I can figure out what's going on here.
Yes.
Okay, so you're not praying. Garrow's going to pray. Owen, are you praying?
I'll pray.
Owen's praying. Dinar's not praying. Okay.
Yeah, Dinar's not. It's just like he doesn't have specific reason to believe that Bahamut would be the enemy of this god, but he also knows rule number 1: don't get involved in god politics. It's not a good idea. It's really not a good idea.
Yeah. So, I will. You each hear in your head as you're praying to this statue. You hear the words, "Drink from me, and you shall gain my blessing."
Okay. It seems like I heard a voice. Did you hear that, Owen?
I definitely heard that.
Okay.
And you can see the water is just kind of pouring out of these bowls that the statue holds in her hands. The water from the ceiling drips down on the head of the statue and runs down the face, kind of like tears almost running out of the eyes into the bowls. And
I'll take a drink.
There seems to be a lot of magical water in this module.
Yeah,
a
seems like
lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take a drink.
Okay. You don't feel any immediate effects. But you hear the voice and it says, "You can use me once when you need me."
Okay. We'll call upon the blessing probably when we confront the dragon then.
Yep. And I will let you choose one of these two things, either for one-time use. You can get a bless or one-time use of water breathing. This basically the ability to breathe underwater for the spell duration.
Okay. Can we choose when we call upon the blessing, or should we choose
Yes,
now?
you can choose when you call upon the blessing.
Because it seems like
That
water
seems like
breathing could be useful.
kind of
Seems
thing
like,
that
it seems
you
like
would.
water breathing may be becoming a factor in this dungeon somewhere. Is what I'm thinking.
Well,
Right.
it seems like one of those things that you're not going to know what you're going to need until you know that you need it, right?
Yeah,
and so that's when you're going to call out, "Oh, this god's name, I need your blessing," right? And that's
Waterfall goddess,
Yes.
grant me your blessing.
basically, yeah. Teo, you hop on your broom and fly around here, and sticking to the perimeter of the kidney bean shaped island in the middle. I take it.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, nothing of great notice there. It just kind of this raised land mass above this moat of water. There's a small waterfall. Looks like it trickles down from this area. Another about 20-foot drop as this little stream kind of pours into this circle lake area.
I'm going to investigate this waterfall a little more. Check out behind it or anything like that. See if I can. There's been a theme here about waterfalls, so I'm going to see if there's
how it kind of comes from above. The ceiling in this place is about 40 feet. So you can see how the stream runs off from above. You fly up and look, and it's coming from another pool that's even higher up on another tier. So there's like a waterfall, and then a little stream, and then a waterfall into this big pool.
Is there anything behind the waterfall?
Just rock.
So there's no hidden entrance or anything like that?
Nope.
All right. I will fly back to my compatriots and check in with them and find out what's what.
Cool.
Pharaoh said, I talked to the waterfall goddess. I think she likes me.
How did I just do that? And how do I undo it?
What did you do?
I popped out the chat window.
Oh, I've done that before, and I have never figured out how to undo it. Sorry.
I don't know how I did it.
I think if you just like drag, it'll happen by accident sometimes.
What the Roll20 chat?
Yeah, the Roll20 chat. It just popped. I was messing with the compendium, and I went back to click on the chat, and when I did, it popped the chat out into a separate window.
I have done that before, and I swear I just don't know how to fix it.
I have no idea how I did it.
If you refresh, it goes back to normal, I found.
Okay.
Yeah, that might be the best thing you can do there. And y'all probably all decided that once you were done with your various exploring and praying and setting up tiny huts, that you would meet back here in the main cavern.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and put myself there. Garrow could easily fly. So we'll be talking with Teo about what Teo saw during his scouting around and talking about the waterfall goddess and saying, I think maybe I got some sort of blessing.
Interesting. Tell me about this blessing.
Yeah, when I was standing before the statue, I heard a voice telling me to drink, and I did, and got this feeling like I've got this connection now. If I could call out to the goddess at the right moment, I'll get a little boost.
Do you think that would be something advantageous for me to do?
Yeah, I think you should. You never know what we might run into here.
All right.
Seems like a good goddess, one that we should trust. She was
So
looking after these prisoners, after all.
I will fly over
Oh,
and do the
crap.
same.
You know what? I need to retcon something, Teo.
Okay.
I need to go backwards to your exploration. The way these modules are drawn, it's just the elevation changes is really difficult to see.
Yeah.
And you actually would not have been able to see this upper lake because there's actually a stone wall there.
Okay.
So this waterway, had you gone and explored against this wall over here, you would have seen a small tunnel about 20 feet wide where this stream flows out of that wall. Instead of seeing that lake, you would have seen it flowing out of that wall and then down into the waterfall that flows into this pond. Sorry. That's the only different thing I need to tell you.
So rewind, play that, because I'm not sure I understand.
Right here, draw the line. Right here.
Hang on, I'm not seeing any lines. Oh, okay.
Right here, that white line is actually, the solid white line is actually a solid wall. The dotted line is this trenched out like river that flows out of this wall. Does that make sense?
Okay, so
It looks like an underground like river flowing out of the side of the rock.
Gotcha. And the water is flowing into the lake?
Into the lower section down here.
Okay.
So this section is lower than this section, but it's just kind of, this is a solid wall where the water's coming out of instead of
okay.
a lake waterfall.
So it sounds like it's an elevated water for the, so the water that feeds the waterfall is coming out of basically a subterranean river.
Yes. That's a great way to say it. You said it much better than I could. Thank
Okay.
you. You understood me. Yes, that is correct. It's about the opening that the water's flowing is about a 20-foot tunnel. So, and the water looks like it's probably about 5 foot deep. So you could probably wade through it here if need be.
Ah, all right. So I will relay this information back to the group with my discussion with Garrow, and still still inquiring about the circumstances that he found himself in with the statue and the praying and all the rest of that kind of stuff. And I, point out that there appears to be possibly some passageway, but we're going to have to explore and see what's going on with that. And then in the meantime, I'll go back and pray to the water goddess myself, and drink, follow the same routine that Garrow and Owen did.
Fantastic. All right. Probably a good place to kind of put a pin in it right here. Standing in this very large chamber with 40-foot high ceilings, giant stalactites and stalagmites everywhere. The pool in the center with the small stone island, water dripping through the rock, splashing into it. The river kind of cascading down into this as well.
I just hope after sticking a pin in it, it doesn't blow up on us.
Nice.
That's usually when you take a pin out that it blows up.
Yes. Fantastic. All right, gang. So this is a really good stopping point for us for this session. Carrying true. We'll be back in a couple of weeks to wrap up episodes 6 with what happens next, as the characters are hanging out in a cave near a green dragon's lair. Well, they're actually in the green dragon's lair.
Could be a dragon fight next time, I think.
Could be a dragon fight next time. You never know what's going to happen here with these folks. Last time they fought a dragon in its lair, they like killed it in one round. I don't know if that's going to happen again or not.
Let's go for 2 for 2.
2 for 2.
Yes.
Huh?
Was it a round and a turn? It was done.
Yeah.
Something tells me that the dragon will have a suspiciously large amount of legendary resistances reserved for stunning strike.
That's fine. I'll burn through them. That's how I do it.
Right? Yes.
All right.
Excellent session today, everybody. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. So glad you could be here. And again, thank you to our newest subscribers. And thank you so much to our Patreon supporters. Without you, we couldn't do this because you help us pay the Zoom bill. So, so thank you so much to Lord Thorin, Nathan, and Aaron for being Patreon supporters for another month. If you are interested in watching even more of United Adventure Company, don't forget Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern, we play Weird, a Charisma Kills studio game. Wednesday nights is Morkborg. Friday nights we play Delta Green, and Saturdays alternating Dungeons and Dragons. Next week, it's back to Tales from the Loop, and then that's at noon as well. So every Saturday at noon we're playing something. Tuesday nights at 7, Wednesdays and Fridays at 8. Make sure you join the Discord so you can get engaged with everything that we do. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit the subscribe, and ring the bell to get notified every time we go live. Thanks so much for tuning in today, everybody. Until next time, we're the United Adventure Company. Don't get eaten by a dragon. Later.
See ya. Yes.